Oh, I heard that. I heard it.
You get like a notification.
Tick.
We are
Tick,
recording.
tick. So you asked me
Yeah,
how I like my new desk.
Yeah, your new
and
desk.
My new desk is
Your dude desk.
mixed feelings.
Yeah.
My monitors are too fucking big. I have it set up. It's good now.
Have you looked at so what I did, because, excuse me, my desk, I got a new one. It's really long. It's not very deep,
That's
though.
what she said. Yeah.
Yeah. She did, actually. Like, when I got it, my wife was like, that's really long. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not too deep.
It's not deep, though. No. So, but what I did was I got a monitor, like the arms, like it's like a monitor mount. So it's like it hooks onto your desk, and then it has these two arms that do the VESA mount to the back of the monitors.
Yeah.
So the monitors don't rest on the top of their desk, so they don't have stands anymore. So that gave me a lot more space. It's like $40 on Amazon.
That would give me a lot more space.
Yeah,
I don't know if my desk is sturdy enough for that kind of thing.
But all it is, it's like a C-clamp. So it just goes on, and you just crank it.
That's
and
how my mic is connected.
It clamps it on down tight. Like, I pull on mine, and it doesn't go
Dude,
anywhere.
my monitors weigh a shit ton. Maybe the stands are really what weigh the most.
And yeah, you get that weight off of there. But my monitors weigh a ton.
How do you take the
28
monitor
inch.
off the stand?
So mine just had clamps, like, because it was designed for it. So like our little like switches or levers. So you just pull them up and it slides out.
I'll have to look into it.
And some of them.
Oh, gracias, senor.
Thank you, Jarrell. And some of them have like just screws that you would undo. Like, most monitors nowadays are designed for the stands to come
I have
off.
like gaming.
Yeah. So for sure.
BenQ monitors. So.
And I guarantee if they have the VESA mounts or like the screw holes,
Yeah.
the stand will come off.
Okay.
So
They probably do.
yeah, but it was like $40 on Amazon. It was the best thing ever. It took a little bit of time because like the way you tweak like height, like after you get everything set up, is like there's these little tiny screws that you like adjust, and it like slowly raises one up to get it level with the other. That took a little bit of time because I'm a perfectionist. If you don't care, like if it's off by like 1/8 of an inch.
No, they gotta be lined up.
Yeah, they gotta be
for
lined
me.
up. Yeah, that's how I was.
I have them like that right now.
Yeah.
On the stands.
On the stands, yeah.
Yeah, because they got like this weird kind of like spring-loaded like air shock.
Oh,
like,
yeah. So you can make
thing.
one of them portrait if you wanted
Oh,
to. Can
yeah,
you rotate it?
yeah.
Yeah, that's how my stands were too.
But they slide up like
Yeah.
really high and slide down really low. And
Right. Yeah, but because the stands on my monitors, they're huge. They're probably like, like they stick out like 8 inches or
That's
so.
how big mine are. They're
Yeah.
massive.
So once I took those off, I was like, I have so much space on
So
my
much
desk now.
room for activities.
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
could do so. Like what I do now is it's very nice because I'll slide my keyboard up under my monitors when I have
Yeah.
paperwork that like I need to sign or do anything like that.
Right.
And then I'm just like, this is like a full desk. And then when I need my
$40
keyboard back-
on Amazon?
Yeah.
Send me a link.
Yeah, I'll get that for you.
Link that to me.
Yeah.
Because I have lots of Amazon credit right now.
There you go.
Oh, cool story.
Okay.
You can use Hilton Honors points
On Amazon.
on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I have 400,000 Hilton Honors points.
I know you were saying that because of all your traveling.
400,000.
So-
it equates to like $100 every 100,000 points. So just have like $400 that I could spend.
Oh,
at any
okay.
time.
They just use like an exorbitant amount.
Yeah, I don't know what the ratio.
Because I know
is.
like, so I have the Amazon credit card, and everything I buy, I get like different places give different percentage of like Amazon points.
Mm-hmm.
And it's every 1,000 points is I think $100 or something like that.
I wish, because I'd be rich on Amazon.
That's what I'm saying. When you say you have 4,000 or 400,000, I was like,
400,000.
oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
So
I
how
work
did
with
you
has,
get your?
like-
Because I've been traveling, for work and stuff, and I'm going again Sunday. And it always asks like when I buy my ticket, like what's your whatever
your
mile
status?
Yeah, your account
your
or whatever.
frequent
Frequent flyer things, yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them is the HSG or whatever you were
Yeah.
talking about, and I was like, I don't know. But this guy, he goes with me. He has one. He punches his in there, and I'm like, maybe I should get
Hilton
one of those.
Honors?
Yeah, I think
it's free, dude. You just tell
just
them
sign
like,
up for
yeah,
it?
and you just start staying at Hilton all the time,
Yeah,
and it racks you up points. And like,
because I think
they have tiers of hotels. So
is
like,
Holiday Inn a Hilton?
fuck no, it's Holiday Inn, dude.
But Hilton's like it's just like Lexus is
Hilton.
Toyota.
Hilton has Hampton Inn, Hilton Garden Inn, Hilton DoubleTree. There's a couple more. Hilton. Like
just the Hilton.
Yeah, there's like just full on Hilton.
Right.
Then they have like their Hilton Grand Vacation HGV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those fucking people are annoying. Don't
Don't
ever fucking call them and talk to them because they'll never leave you alone.
Yeah. Well, that's like car salesman.
So annoying. They're like, well, if you want to pay off the balance, you already put a deposit down and we can get you these dates booked for you and get you on your way, you know? And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up and stop calling me.
Yeah. That's my biggest problem with salespeople.
They're annoying.
It's like, I'm going to buy when I want to buy. Stop calling me.
Yeah.
Especially with things like travel or automobiles and stuff.
Yep. You know who calls me all the fucking time? Windshield replacement company. Listen, you motherfuckers, if you ever listen to this and you've called my house or my cell phone before, fuck you. I'll call you when I need a new windshield.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go without a windshield
or
with a cracked windshield when I know it's free.
Yeah.
Because you call me every other day to remind me. Like,
yeah,
I don't care if you're going to give me $60 in cash.
Right. My thing with that is, what if I change my windshield and then the new one gets cracked? Because you only get one per year.
Yeah.
Like through your insurer.
Yeah.
So it's like, what happens if, like, I'm like, okay, give me your $60 cash, change out my windshield, and then I'm driving on my merry way, and then some rock comes up, crack.
Right.
Well, now I got to put, now that $100 it goes towards a new window, and it's probably like $250 or so for. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I'll call you when my shit breaks.
Yeah. The thing recently that's been annoying me is like doctor's offices or stuff. So they start sending you texts like, reminder, you should schedule your, like I got one from my eye doctor that was like, you had your vision appointment last February, call and schedule now. And I'm like, my eyes are fine. Like, I know you're supposed to get like your annual checkup or whatever, but I'll go when I need to go.
Yeah.
Like, I can appreciate the reminder, but it's like, you know, they send emails and text, and the text thing now is what really upsets me. Cause then like 2 days will go by and it'll be like another text, be like, hey, just want to confirm that you got our previous text about scheduling your appointment.
Really?
And
that's
like,
annoying.
And this dentist office does it too that I've been going to. Yeah. Like, they're like, time to schedule your cleaning. I'm like, shut up, I'll fucking call you when I'm ready. You gave me the card saying that I needed to schedule this.
I hate like annoying ass motherfuckers.
Well, and what's frustrating too with this particular dental office is I made an appointment with them for like back in October. Mm-hmm. And they were like, okay, yeah, we'll see you then. And I'm like, okay. And then they called me and be like, oh, actually, we double booked you, so we need to push you out. And I'm like, okay, well, when's your next available? They're like, oh, we can get you in January 5th. And I'm like, okay, yeah, book that, because I know what I'm doing 2 months from now.
Right.
And then, so of course something happened and I had to make a quick trip to California. I was leaving on the 5th. Yeah. So I called them a couple days before and I was like, hey, just so you know, if family emergency came up, I won't be able to make it. And I'm like, and they were closed. So they're only open like 3 days a week or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, they're closed Monday, they're closed Saturday, Sunday. And then they were closed the whole week in between Christmas and New Year's. So I kept calling them, and finally I just left a voicemail. I'm like, I've been trying to call and get a hold of you guys. I'm just letting you know I'm not going to be able to get to my appointment and we need to reschedule it. So then they called me back, and I was in a meeting or something. I couldn't answer the phone, and they left a voicemail. They're like, okay, yeah, your appointment's been canceled. Just give us a call back, and we'll get that rescheduled for you. And now every other day I just get text message to a point where I'm like, I'm going to find a new dentist, because I just don't want to go there now out of spite.
And when you get the new dentist, walk in there and be like, listen, I'm not going to be your fucking patient if you're going to text me all the time. Yeah. Because I don't want texts from your asses.
Well, I think my first criteria is finding a dentist that's open 5 days a week. Like, you don't have to be open on Saturdays. That's fine. Take the weekend off like a normal person. But to take off a Monday and then I think Friday they're only open from like 6 to 12. Or like, I think it's like 9 to 12 rather, not 6. No dentist opens up at 6.
Dude, speaking of dentists, I sat next to a guy on a plane ride one time, and his wife was not a dentist. She was an
hygienist?
Endodontist.
Oh, okay.
And he was explaining to me that your average Joe Schmo fucking dentist shouldn't be pulling fucking teeth or drilling in your mouth or anything of the sort. Like, there's a specialized variant of what we would consider a dentist in general. Like, there's endodontist and
pediodontist.
Yeah, there's like all sorts of different kinds of fucking dentists that specialize in different things. And he was just like, if you ever need an extraction, don't go to a fucking dentist. Go to an endodontist because
Yeah.
all
That's
they
what
do
they-
is pull teeth. They don't clean fucking teeth. They don't do they do root canals and shit like that. But like, he was basically like, don't trust your normal dentist to do any of that kind of shit. Like, they're not qualified to, even though they know how to do it and they have the tools.
They've done it before
and
in
they've
school.
done it before.
Right.
Like, that's not their specialty.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to go to a knee doctor
Right.
for a brain injury.
Yeah. Well, but I think that's kind of like the problem. And what's your opinion on that? Because nowadays, every doctor is a specialist. Like, you go to your general primary care physician and you're like, hey, my back hurts. It's like, oh, you got to go to the specialist. And it's like, back in the day, you would just go to the doctor. And yeah, maybe the treatment wasn't as good as it is now with specialists. But the problem is that it's getting so compartmentalized that you go to your regular doctor, you spend your copay, or you spend your, if you don't have a copay, you pay full price to reach up to your deductible.
Yeah.
And then you have to go to the specialist and pay more money and get towards that deductible type of thing.
Right.
Like, to me, it's like I can see the benefit of it because when you have specialized doctors, they're obviously going to, I only focus on this so I can spend more time and resources
They
and
know a hell of a lot more
and
shit
be a
about
subject
that
matter
one
expert of
thing.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. Subject matter expert.
But at the same time, it makes it so tricky because you're like, if I had to go to the doctor for, like whatever, like say my knee was hurting me, it's like, who do I go to? Like, I know you can Google like knee doctors and figure out what they're called and then make an appointment with them. But
yeah, you can circumvent the referral process.
Right.
Because normally to go see a specialist, you need a referral from your primary care
Yeah.
provider. But in some circumstances,
well, like my insurance, I don't need a referral, so I can just go to a specialist and I don't need a referral.
So if you're not an idiot and you know what's wrong with you,
but I think,
just
that's the
skip
problem
the
though, is
PCP,
like, what is the purpose then of the PCP? Because if you're going
general,
so like
everyday,
your physical,
your like colds,
but
like
a cold,
flu.
like would you go to your primary care doctor for a cold, or would you go to like an urgent care or something like that?
I mean, that's essentially urgent care's popped up because primary care providers can only see so many people.
Right.
Like they can only take so many new clients and stuff.
Well,
so
and I called, like I was having stomach issues a couple years ago, and I was trying to just find a primary care physician just to point me in a direction, And I called them and I was like, hey, so, I have this issue. And they were just like, oh, we're not accepting new patients. Bye. And like hung up on me. I'm like, okay, wow. Like, there was no help. They just get their quota of patients. Like, this is our billable time that keeps us busy.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they're done.
Yeah. They don't
dumb.
no room in the queue for those people. Yeah, they're full.
No room in the queue for the queue.
They're full. Like, you got to find ones. Sometimes they have openings, or they decide to take on more patients, or they have patients.
They hire other doctors,
die, or they add a doctor to their practice, and they can take on like 50 new patients or something.
Or
like
they
that.
get what are those?
But that's that's why
physician assistant.
Like
they'll hire
PAs can do a lot.
They'll hire doctors. Like we'll hire them instead of other doctors to increase the number of patients without necessarily having to like increase the number of like.
Well, when you go to see it, like when you go to like a fast med clinic or something, you don't see a doctor. You see a physician assistant.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like borderline doctors. They can write prescriptions and everything, and like they can pretty much handle that low level stuff. Yeah. Low level. I mean, they went to school for 6 years.
But it's more so like, again, that's
generalized.
That's where like the specialist in the field
got an infection and you need to get a prescription for antibiotics. Like if you don't have a primary care provider, then you just go
to urgent care.
You go to urgent care and you don't need.
Well, now they're even like we had to change insurance carriers at work this year, and they have this thing now where it's like dial a doc.
Yeah,
and
those are cool.
You like video chat them, and you like say, "Look, this is bleeding right here," or whatever, and they're like, "Okay, yeah, here's," or they can do prescription, all this stuff. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, I mean, that I can get more behind because it's like you say you wake up, you're not because trying to get up to drive to a doctor, or whatever. Yeah, and then sitting in a waiting room with a bunch of other sick people or whatever the case may be, like that can be real like pain in the ass,
Well, big time. I remember when we took you to the ER the one time, me and Dirk.
Yeah, well, you also took me when I had that tooth issue too.
We sat around for fucking what? It was like hours. It was an all evening into the late night adventure to go to the fucking ER.
Well, and then they wouldn't release me because my heart rate wouldn't go down, But then they couldn't find anything wrong.
So
and they were just like, "Are you sure you didn't do cocaine?" I'm like,
Yeah,
100% positive I didn't do cocaine.
We'd probably tell you because we'd be bragging about it because we
like,
couldn't shut the fuck up about how much cocaine we had done. But we didn't. So
but
it wasn't
this
the case.
was not a cocaine night. This was just a regular night.
It wasn't a coke-induced night. It was just plain old everyday heart palpitation. Fucking.
Just a weird heart issue.
No, one thing I've noticed that with what would you call this? Like nonprofit medicine. So like your Catholic Church-owned hospitals and like your average hospitals that don't make any money.
Yeah.
Their wait times in the ER are like insane.
Right.
Guess what? For profit, they pride themselves on the shortest wait times possible. Right. So you go to like a for-profit hospital, you pay a little bit more, but you don't have to sit in the ER for 5 hours before you see a doctor.
Yeah.
It's literally like at the hospitals I work at, they have billboards that tell you like a counter, like if you come into our ER, you will only wait 10 minutes, or wait time at the ER for this hospital is 8 minutes.
That's crazy.
From through the door to seeing a doctor.
Yeah. Well, there was a, when was that, Jarrell, when you had to take me to the emergency room? It was like, it was the same tooth-related issue. So what happened was there was a hole in my tooth. It got infected, and it was tied into the bloodstream. So the infection went on my bloodstream, went all the way back to the heart, and was like causing a buildup of infection on my heart valve. So I got like ridiculously sick. I'm like dying practically. Yeah. I had a really bad fever. Like I was like shaking uncontrollably. My wife was, my daughter was only like maybe a year, not even a year, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. And my wife couldn't take me because we didn't want to take my daughter, who was just a baby, to the hospital. Yeah. So Jarrell took me there, and she was going to try to get a babysitter and meet me there later. But I remember, like, I walk in, and it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, somewhere in there. Like, middle of the night. And I walk up to the person. They're like, "Okay, what are you in here for?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just feel really sick. And he's like, I remember he was just sitting there, you know, like he didn't want to be there. Like he was, you know, whatever, working like a long shift overnight. He does the thing. Okay, well, let's check your vitals or whatever real quick just to get a thing. So he checks my temperature. And I remember he just like, his eyes get big and he just like looks up at me and he picks up a phone. He's like, "Yeah, I need you to get up here like right now." Yeah. So like I had like a fever of like 106, something ridiculously high. Yeah. Clearly an infection. Yeah. So they come back, they bring a wheelchair and they just wheel me right back. And I remember there was people in the waiting room and they were like looking at me like pissed. Yeah. Like, why does homeboy get to go in before me? Right. You know? I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm dying. Like my emergency is
I'm not dying on the outside, only the inside.
My emergency is a little bit more severe than yours." Yeah.
Your broken hand or your like minor cut or gash that you have you're not
or your syphils that you have that have been there for
that's the
a couple
problem
days.
Is like you get a bunch of idiotic people that go to like the ER for a common cold and shit like that.
You know what I think?
What are you doing?
I think the problem with that is all the TV doctor shows. Like they kind of romanticize this like hospital environment that makes it look really cool and dramatic, and so people are like, "It's not. I'm not feeling well. I want to go do that. You know, like I'm gonna go live house. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna watch it today. I'm gonna go do it."
Until you find out that you're more likely to get sick in a hospital than you are outside of a hospital.
Yeah, because like, people that are sick are in hospitals.
Another difference. For profits. I'm saying, like, I work for one of them that's like for profit.
This podcast is brought to you by a for-profit hospital.
Brought to you by a for-profit hospital. Like, I don't know if people even realize like what hospitals are for profit and which ones aren't for profit. Like, you wouldn't know the difference. No. But at for profits, they take pride in short wait times in the ER and low infection rates. Because they're selling a product. Yeah. They're selling healthcare. It's a business for them. It's a super business for them. And if you're less likely to get sick coming into their hospital, you're more likely to go to their hospital for treatment. Like, and I don't know about you, but when I go to the fucking hospital, I don't want to get like something else while I'm in the hospital in addition to what I showed up there for. Right. Just people should keep that kind of shit in mind. Obviously, they cost more. They're the type of people that charge you like $140 for a fucking aspirin when you check out of the hospital. and your bill is going to be like $100,000 for like 4 hours.
Right.
Your insurance will pay the majority of that.
Well, like what happens too is like they negotiate rates down, and then the insurance pays it or whatever.
Correct. Yeah. So I don't know. It's hit or miss, and like I feel like for-profit hospitals are a necessary evil because like the quality of service is a lot more a lot greater.
Well,
like,
no, I think
you're gonna get those spunky nurses that are like, yeah, I want to help you. I'm here.
I'm making more money.
I'm making a fuckload more money.
Yeah, they have the bigger drive to be there.
They're not going to take your temperature.
I think that's the common misconception, because one thing that I always hear about, like, you know, oh, our healthcare system sucks. I don't necessarily think it's our healthcare system. I think it's more so how the intricacies work between like insurance and our healthcare providers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I feel like that's the bigger issue. Like, hospitals have to keep increasing their rates because the insurance companies want to keep driving those rates down. So if they start higher, they can get to where it really needs to be.
You're dipping into their scammy profits, dude. Well, insurance is just a big fucking scam.
Yeah.
So you dip into their scammy profits, and they'll cease to exist.
When my daughter was born, we went to the hospital. We toured it before and everything like that. We went and saw, and we're like, okay, we chose the one we did specifically because the baby never left our room.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, so the birth happened in the room, you recovered in the room, everything like that. So
crazy.
We're like, yeah, we want to do this hospital.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so, but when we were there and my wife was going into labor, the baby was in distress. And so they had to do an emergency cesarean section.
Yeah.
Didn't plan for it. It was
right on the fly.
On the fly, an emergency type of thing.
Let's do it.
So we get the bill after the fact, and you know, we weren't getting bills for like the main thing. Like, we did get like the I can't remember what they call it, like explanation of benefits or something like that. So they show you like what the bill was, what they paid, or whatever,
right,
how much you saved for this.
Yeah, it's like $1 million bill. And
yeah, it was like
we paid $800,000. You only owe $200,000.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
it was $64,000 is what the total bill came out to, and we were looking at like the itemized receipt or whatever.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I mean. And $140 for an asprin is what you see. Now, mind you,
the baby never left our room. Right. So my wife had a room charge of like $3,900. Per night or whatever it was, you know, ridiculous. So we were there for like
ungodly
4
amount
nights.
of money.
But then baby room night, also $3,900, but we were in the same room. Like, why were they double dipping on the room charge? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then like again,
that's
like
the shit they do.
My wife needed Ibuprofen or like Tylenol or something like that. It was like $360 for 2 Tylenol pills.
For 2 Tylenol, dude.
And I remember when she wanted them too, they're like, okay, yeah, let me see your armband, scan it. Okay, that's part of your bill. Here you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you were at a for-profit then?
Probably.
It
was nice. And
did it start with Saint in the name?
No.
It's probably
it's
a
a
for-profit.
Dignity Health, which I'm pretty sure they're for-profit.
Yeah.
They're a large national.
Well, you know what? I don't know if I was talking to somebody, and like the company I do work for, not my company, I contract for them.
Right.
But they don't exist in Arizona because I'm not even sure why, but I think it might be because you can't have for-profit hospitals in Arizona.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, different states. Like, they don't have hospitals in certain states because of that reason, or the alternative reason is that some states require, if there's a lawsuit, that they have to divulge all of their companies, like their whole company is involved in the lawsuit rather than that particular hospital, even though they have 200 hospitals.
Right.
You know,
and the incident happened at that one.
Correct.
Hospital.
So they avoid states with that type of legislation because they don't want to divulge all their financials.
Yeah. See, that to
a
me
lawsuit.
Is a little shady. Like,
well, no, it's not, because like they shouldn't have to.
No, I agree, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, to not do business in a state because of like some of the laws there, that to me doesn't seem, I don't know, like right, so to speak.
I mean, there's always, that just opens the market. At least they're not like trying to monopolize.
Yeah, they're not like, well, but at the same time too, what if in that particular state you do get a company that goes in there and be like, we'll be the only one? And I know in healthcare, like, that's a little hard to monopolize because everyone.
The private healthcare providers avoid those type of states, though. So those states get all the nonprofit hospitals for the most part.
Right.
And
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if
when
you
they're
graduate,
nonprofit, the shareholders and stakeholders aren't the bottom line anymore. Yeah. So they're not really worried about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I don't know. So maybe it wasn't a for-profit hospital that we were at, but it was really nice. Like it was super nice.
Normally, the nicer, the more likely it is to be a for-profit. So maybe they do. And
the one thing that I thought was messed up is I had a headache, and I was like, "Oh, can I have some ibuprofen?" And they're like, "No, sorry, we can't give you any." And I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah.
Like, just charge it to the room.
$180, bro. No, you didn't register at the desk to become a patient. They can't give you medication if you're not a patient.
Yeah, to me that seems weird. It's probably because someone like took medicine before that they had like an allergy, like, and they sued, and so now is a standard. Because when my wife had to go into the cesarean thing, she's shaking and trembling, and she's in a lot of pain, you know.
Yeah.
And they're like, "We have these documents you need to sign," and it's like a stack of like 50 documents that they expect her to read and like
release
go over.
Forms,
like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Now, fortunately, nothing happened, and I know what they were. It was like, in the event that you die, we're not going to sue the hospital,
right?
And so it's just like it's just crazy that's like what it is. Like these people go through this school, they want to save your life. There's always risk. Like life is not guaranteed.
Yeah,
death is.
Yeah.
So something happens and you
taxes.
die. Yeah, and taxes. So something happens, you die, and then you're like, "Well, I'm suing the doctor. It was his fault." It's like, no, it was.
Everybody's fucking sue happy.
It was the
That's
cancer.
the fucking problem.
Yeah, for sure.
Sue happy. Oh, let's make a quick buck by suing people.
I always hear people that say that too. It's like, "Oh, you should sue." I'm like, I'm not gonna sue. You know how much
you're a fucking scumbag.
You know
for
how much
suggesting
stuff I have
that.
going on in my life.
Yeah,
Do you
who's
really
got time?
think I'm like, "Oh yeah, let me just add that"?
We dropped $10,000 on a lawyer to sue, and I'll
But it's
probably
not even-
lose
it's
because
not
I'm going
even,
to sue something out of my league.
The money thing, sure, that's a huge factor. Like, who just has $10,000 to like just say put a lawyer on retainer and say let's do this?
Let's go to
like,
battle.
Like no one, first of all, but second of all, like even if you had that money, do you have the time? Like
No.
I don't have time to
I do, but
yeah, well, you're a special case.
dude, I'll fuck somebody up in a lawsuit, man. I got all
I've
the
got
time in
nothing
the world.
but time.
Got all the time in the world. You got to go home
You're
and feed
going
your kids. I got
down.
no kids.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But you got a dog.
My dog knows how to feed itself.
Oh wow.
My dog's an
Heartless.
idiot. My dog's an
Your
idiot.
dog's an idiot.
My dog's an idiot. Last night we were over at the in-laws.
Yeah.
And they have a sliding glass door, and it was really clean.
Oh yeah.
And it was open, and my dog thought it was closed and kept jumping up, and like her paws would fall inside the house and then land back outside, and we're like, come in, and she's just looking at us like, the door's closed. Yeah. Like, no, it's open, you idiot. And
Well, that's better than the other, like where she's running and she's like runs right.
I had to
into the
go
door.
over there and stick my hand outside,
Yeah.
and she like looked up at me and looked back inside and like, it's open.
You're-
and, like,
you're a
ran
magician.
inside. Like, she was so like.
I mean, I think it's unfair to say that your dog's stupid.
No, she's super smart.
Your
she's
dog's a
super
dog,
smart. She's
you know?
she's gullible.
Yeah.
She's gullible and clumsy, but that's the breed too.
Yeah.
They're a little bit slow to mature mentally.
Right.
They took a little bit longer because it's such a big dog.
Yeah.
She's got to learn coordination first before she can learn to think critically.
Right. Like she takes up so much space that she needs to figure out how to like balance herself and navigate through the world.
Some of the shit she pulls too, man, like acrobatic wise, is pretty insane for
backflips or
her
something?
size. Not backflips.
Well, that would be pretty insane.
It would be
she's just
insane.
like doing
It
like
would be
gainers.
insane.
Like she's like,
Dude. She probably has the power. My dog picks up 10-pound weights and plays with them, like tosses them and holds them in her mouth.
see,
and
I'm
like,
jealous of that. I can barely
she
lift
like
up 10-pound
sits
weights
there and like
exercise
lifts her
with them.
head up and down. Like she puts the weight all the way back into the back of her teeth in her jaws.
Yeah.
And like
so just like the
with her mouth wide
pieces are
open.
hanging out?
Yeah, and the big weights are sticking out because they're dumbbell free
Yeah.
weights, and she's just like lifting her head up, like
That's insane.
straight up, like doing like neck workouts, man.
That's
Her neck is
crazy.
like super jacked. She's like,
Have you
crazy
have you seen the
ripped.
trailer for Alpha?
no.
So it's this movie that I'm super excited about because of like the story of it. So essentially it starts out like the trailer goes through this like series of events of like, it shows like, you know, you get the feeling that this group of people are like cavemen, like they don't really have communication yet, you know, like
Okay.
like
Neanderthals.
Neanderthal style things. And they go on this hunt and one of the guys gets injured. Like I think he falls off a cliff or something, so they think he's dead, and they just like they go on about their life. They're like, okay, we lost another one, you know.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Such is the life of a Neanderthal. So he survived. His leg's like broken. Then he gets chased by wolves, and he climbs up this tree and like throws a rock or injures one of them by breaking one of the wolf's legs.
Yeah.
So then the pack of wolves is like, okay, he's dead, you know, he's
Yeah.
injured, go on about their way.
I see where
So
this
the
is
story
going.
is like this injured guy and this injured dog like
Wolf.
working wolf. Yeah, not dog. Like
not dog,
working
wolf.
together.
Well, all dogs are wolves.
Yeah.
All wolves are not dogs.
Right. Yeah, their ancestors or
Every single dog, at one point, their ancestor was a wolf.
not every single.
Every single breed of dog.
Genetically modified.
Every
dogs.
single breed of dog
Like,
can be traced.
except,
Wiener
like,
dogs,
Chihuahuas.
little Tucker over here, comes from wolves.
Yeah, no, his ancestors came from wolves.
Well, he comes from wolves.
But like
the
he was
lineage,
genetically modified
the lineage,
to be super tiny.
but they're all
and
wolves.
adorable.
They're all wolves essentially at the root, at the base. Genetics,
the back of
they're
it.
fucking
Right.
wolves.
I agree.
All dogs are wolves. They've just been domesticated over hundreds
But that's
and thousands
essentially
of
the
years.
story of this movie is like the domestication, because like it starts off with this wolf like is like back off, you know, type
Super
of thing.
feral and shit. Yeah.
And then through working
Like
together
wolves.
and like you know that this wolf starts realizing like, hey, we have like this
wolves
relationship.
are so fucking smart, dude.
Yeah.
They're so fucking smart.
It's crazy. We watched Planet Earth 2, and the wolves, like what they do, like they set traps.
Their tactics,
Like
yeah,
they'll
they're hunting
send
tactics.
they'll send a
They're
couple
nuts.
wolves to chase them, and they have more of them waiting up front,
In
like
high grass and
yep,
shit,
and just
yeah.
waiting, and then they just spring the trap. It's like it's crazy.
They hunt in super packs in like Wyoming of like 50 wolves. Can you
Wow.
imagine getting fucking surrounded by 50 wolves?
Yeah,
You're dead. Doesn't matter who the fuck you are, what the fuck you are, you're dead.
yeah. Unless
50
you're like
wolves.
a bear,
Dude, strength in
grizzly
numbers.
bear.
Strength in numbers,
like a
man.
super grizzly
Pit
bear.
bulls kill grizzly bears.
Man bear pig
That's how they hunt bear, is with dogs.
with dogs. Yeah,
Yeah, pit bulls most often than not.
Right.
And like when you hunt, like they'll have like 10 pit bulls or 10 bear dogs, you know.
yeah.
And every time they go hunt a single bear, like acceptable losses is like 2 to 3 dogs.
Wow.
And they just breed more and like integrate them into the tactical strategy of hunting bears. They corner them, and sometimes they'll corner them, and then if they can get to them in time, they'll shoot the bear and kill it. But if not, like that's when the dogs will just back that bear up into a corner, and the bear will fight back finally, and like 10 dogs versus a bear, and most often than not, the dogs win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just
because
because
they're fucking wolves.
yeah, you can't guard every single. So like that's another
Every
thing we
angle,
saw too. Is
yeah.
like I can't remember if it was like water buffalo or something like that. It was going to attack one, and then when it was attacking one side,
Yeah.
wolves from the other side were
flanked.
biting it and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it's nuts.
Dude, it's super crazy.
Nature's crazy in general.
Oh man, do you ever watch that like video they have on YouTube or something where they reintroduce wolves to Yellowstone National Park and like it changed the geography of Yellowstone, like
Because they
physically
added wolves.
changed the landscape by introducing wolves.
Yeah.
Because the wolves killed deer, so fauna grew, so then beavers came and hadn't been there in a long time.
Right.
Built dams which redirected water flow, which
yeah.
shaped like new areas, and like new vegetation grew in places that hadn't been vegetated in hundreds of years,
Yeah.
like all because wolves didn't exist.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Food chain, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, that's like the cool thing about nature is how like, you know, it's gonna do what it does.
It's that Lion King shit, dude.
Yeah,
Circle of life, bro.
Absolutely. 100%.
And humans,
Fuck it all up
we're at the top of the food chain
for now.
for now until the fucking aliens come. Dude.
Yeah. So there's a theory that I heard that aliens are really just humans
It's us.
from that
Future us's.
not future us's, like historic us's, like the lost city of Atlantis, like Atlanteans, they developed technology that was like too great for anyone to like handle.
Yeah.
So they just like, we're outie, we're leaving this planet.
Yeah.
And then they come back every once in a while to check on us to see if like how
Right.
we're doing, and they're just like, they're still
fucking
still
up.
a bunch of jerks,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So not future us, it's
Well,
past
yeah,
us.
but they've unlocked like technology
Yeah,
to
that
prolong
we-
life
right.
and shit, dude. But we just unlocked that technology too.
yeah, I don't buy it.
You don't know about this? Stem cell IVs?
Oh yeah, stem cells, yeah.
Dude, no, not just stem cells.
Right. The what is it? MC. What is it? The MCM or MC something?
I don't
stem cells?
recall, but it's
Or
IV
MZ
IV
something.
injections of stem cells.
Yeah.
So nuts, dude.
But it's not it's a particular type of stem cells is the thing.
Yeah, they're
So I'm saying they're
the
like
ones that
they're
are extracted from your fat. They're yours. They can pull it out of your body, and you use the ones that you have in you. And they're different because they're not.
See, I heard the ones that like
they're
the
not
fat
fetal
ones,
stem
aren't
cells.
as strong. Like
No,
I think
they serve a different purpose.
umbilical cord stem cells are like
Embryonic stem
embryonic
cells.
ones. Yeah. No, there's a difference because the
Correct.
embryonic ones, those ones aren't good either. Those ones have been like from like
They want to be babies.
They want to be babies.
So
Yeah.
you get tumors
Right,
a
so
lot
you-
of the
yeah, you
time
can get,
at
like,
injection sites and stuff.
But umbilical cord ones are different.
Correct.
So
They're
those are the ones that are like super good.
trigger and heal.
But then the ones from fat cells, they're like
They're like
not as
they're
potent.
like not as potent.
Yeah.
Exactly. But they
They're
still
like-
work.
Yeah, they still work, but they're not as
The
strong.
umbilical cord
Yeah.
ones are pretty powerful.
And I
but
think the umbilical cord, that's the whatever.
embryonic.
No,
Amniotic.
they're like I can't remember what they're called. I'll mess it up if I even try. Like
Yeah.
menazonic or menazonic or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But they have like a specific name, like the type
Right.
that they are.
Some of them are used for like growing, and other ones trigger like cell regeneration,
Right.
and like accelerate it. They
Yeah.
act as kind of like a buffer, like they like when
Isn't
you
it like
throw
it
buffs on
stimulates your
people
own body to like
to heal
better?
Yeah, better.
Because
and
like as you get
faster.
older, like your healing like cells or your healing process, it slows down.
Yeah.
So when you get these, it'll speed it back up to like
Correct. It's basically fountain of youth,
right.
from within inside of us. We're the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That couple
But
that
it's
with
illegal
CRISPR
in the United States.
Yeah, dude, what a bunch of fucking retards, dude. Fuck
Because
the FDA.
big pharma.
FDA's a bunch of cockbags, dude. It was, what did they say it was?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
$1 billion is what it takes to get a new drug on the market. $1 billion or $2 billion is what you got to pay to get it in red tape to get it like onto the market and selling to generate profits.
Which to me is just crazy.
No one can afford that.
Yeah.
So you know where they go? They go to fucking South America.
Yeah. Other countries.
Panama. That's where the IV dudes
Panama.
are.
Yeah. I heard that once.
I know where you heard it. We heard it.
We heard it.
We watch the same.
Yeah.
We get informed.
Yeah. No, it's crazy though. I mean, but even like all medicines and stuff, like what's crazy too is like when like vitamins and or daily supplements, they're not regulated. So someone could make anything and sell it.
Right.
And it can cause like huge issues.
Right.
And there's no penalties or anything like that. Like, which is to me is just it's like so like medicine or whatever that's been gone through studies and peer reviews and laboratory experiments and stuff, you make that impossible to ever push to market. Like it's illegal because X, Y, and Z. But if we just wanted to make a daily supplement and say and make ridiculous claims, like this will make you grow 6 inches.
Well, I don't think we can make claims if you do that.
I think, but that's what
you can't make claims that it does this. You can say its intended uses for this,
right?
But you can't be like
say guaranteed or
it'll
whatever.
grow your dick 6 inches longer,
well,
guaranteed.
Saying, like, those things
make
are those ads, like whatever. For some reason, they're everywhere. Like I still get emails regarding that. I'm like, how does this even happen? Like I don't sign up for anything remotely similar to this
because your information got compromised elsewhere, and then they sold your information to these people who then Equifax. Yeah, dude, you're gonna have your identity stolen.
Right. I monitor my credit though.
Yeah, so do I. I check my bank account every day, and if something's wrong, I call the bank and I say, "Hey, motherfuckers."
Credit. I check for new account because
I got
every
credit
month
alerts.
you can like get a credit report.
Yeah.
And you can see new accounts or stuff that were inquiries or whatever.
Yep. It's called being responsible with your finances. Is all that is.
And living well within your means.
Dude, so how about, speaking of living within your means, how about these fucking idiot kids eating Tide Pods, bro?
Yeah, that's natural selection. I'm
Tide
totally
Pods.
I did see this hilarious thing though the other day. It was like back in my day when we wanted to eat soap, we had to eat it from a box, and I was like, that's pretty funny.
That is funny.
Or like I think there was another one. It's like back in my day when there was soap in your mouth, it's because you said a bad word to your mom.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I heard someone like this kid ate like 4 Tide Pods and then they did like some sort of like video of his lungs and they're like charred, like destroyed.
Because it's like fucking.
Because like I think what happens is when you bite down on it and it blows up, you like breathe it in.
Yeah.
And like that stuff gets into your lungs.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know.
Listen.
Natural selection.
I'm not a Trump supporter at all.
Get rid of the
Not a
dumb
Trump supporter at all. But these same motherfuckers eating Tide Pods are the people that hate on Trump. Like,
that hate on him?
Vocally.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, these are the, like,
Maybe they voted for him.
Tide Pod eating motherfuckers are the same people that go on, like, anti-Trump rallies.
Yeah.
In my mind, those are the kids that are eating those. Because then I watch videos of them being, like, questioned about, like, why do you fucking not like Trump? And, like, listen, I don't like Trump. I just want to put that out there. I'm not a fan. But at least I know why I don't like him.
Yeah.
If somebody asked me why I don't like Trump, I'd be like, because he's a fucking idiot. Like, really? The guy whose, like, signature tagline is "you're fucking fired," basically, is now the president.
Right.
Like,
you have a
really?
reality star that is now running the most powerful country.
He's in the most powerful position
Right.
on the face of the planet.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's been some things that he does that I'm just like, okay, whatever. But then there's some things that I'm just like, this is why it's scary. Like when Kim Jong-un or whatever, the little North Korean guy's name.
Rocket Man?
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
When Rocket Man is like saying like, oh, I keep my nuclear button on my desk at all times. And you have the president of the United States saying, oh, I do too, and mine works.
Like, you're a fucking idiot.
You guys realize you're talking about nuclear war.
Yeah.
Like, you could devastate millions and millions of lives. You could change this planet forever.
These motherfuckers don't realize we dropped nukes on somebody once upon a time.
Yeah.
And they're pacifists now.
Yeah.
They don't get involved in conflict. They're the nicest fucking people on the planet.
And that's, I think, the problem is they've seen firsthand what that destruction is.
Yeah.
And they know that it's not.
You want to know what happens when you drop a nuclear weapon? You get fucking Japan.
Right.
Crazy.
But to be fair.
And it's great.
Japan's great.
Japan's awesome. Maybe we should nuke more people.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I don't think so.
Probably
I don't agree with that.
Probably
That's
not.
like the weirdest
I'm just kidding.
Justification. Like,
nah, we
let's
should
start
do it.
with nuclear war.
Peace through nuclear war.
Yeah. Well, what is that? It's a
winter is coming, dude.
Nuclear nuclear winter.
We didn't specify what kind of winter.
It's a nuclear deterrent.
Dude, it's pretty fucking cold in some parts of Japan.
Yeah. It's also scary in some parts of Japan with Fukushima.
Yeah, dude. That's why they're all paranoid. They had to build an underwater ice wall. They're like, we can't have this. We don't need to be nuked again. We already know.
So they nuked themselves practically.
Dude, they're experts.
Well,
they're experts.
It was
now.
A tsunami, an earthquake,
tsunami. Yeah.
Combo.
It's Mother Nature kicking Japan in the fucking teeth.
Combo breaker.
50 years down the road, they're like, fucking Mother Nature's going to come butt fuck you.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Yep. Mother Nature.
That's just how it goes. First, you get nuked by the U.S.
Yep.
Then Mother Nature sends earthquake, tsunami combo.
Yep.
To mess up your nuclear power plant.
Mess with peace, man.
Yeah.
Peace is not peace with Mother Nature on the run.
That's what I think one of the biggest things that I love about nature is like it doesn't care who you are, where you're from, any of that stuff.
Nope.
It's like, here's a hurricane. Oh, how much money you got? Nah, I don't care.
Yeah, no.
Money's no good to me.
Well, I heard this thing, I can't remember what the fuck guy's name was, but he's like a business guy, and he's like a business partner of Trump or something like that, at once upon a time.
Right.
But he was making an argument, that was his argument for like how global warming's a sham, basically. Now, do I believe in global warming? Yes and no.
Well, it's a misnomer. Global warming is not the thing, it's climate change.
Climate change.
Global warming is a potential side effect from
climate change. So let's say climate. Let's use proper terminology.
Right.
Say climate change. The climate fucking changes. We've had ice ages. We're not in one right now. Clearly, the climate fucking changed.
But technically, we are in an ice age. If you want to look
on
at
the tail end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but I think
my point was, this guy goes, "Do you think, like, all these smart motherfuckers that run banks and shit and manipulate people for a living and like money makes their world go around are going to allow other people, like they're so dumb, like they know how to manipulate people so well that they get rich off of it and they live like bajillionaires and shit. that they're smart enough to do that, but they're stupid enough to not believe in climate change. Because these, like, basically that's the argument, is the 1% doesn't believe in fucking climate change. And it's like, well, they have no access to any fucking scientists or anything like that. Actually, contrary to popular belief, they do have direct access to any fucking scientist they ever want to talk to.
Right.
And the guy's argument was places like Miami has like beachfront real estate. If rising ocean levels and melting ice caps were that big of an immediate concern, no one that owns a bank that gives out loans would ever give out a loan or sell property or buy property on beachfronts. Like, well, because it's like a long-term investment. You don't buy property as a short-term investment. You buy it as a long-term investment.
Yeah.
20 to 30 years.
I don't know, but I think that there could be a bigger hand at play, because I can understand that whole process. You know, like, there's definitely very capable people, but there's also very capable people who are like, we need to do something about climate change.
Correct.
Like,
that's
you have
weird.
A lot of tech people, like, you know, like Bill Gates and Elon Musk and some of these people who are clearly very capable and very intelligent, that are trying to combat climate change by, you know, doing electric cars or going like carbon neutral, or inventing different alternate ways of doing things.
We should have been doing that shit from the get-go, though.
But that's what
we should just be more efficient.
And this is something that I heard recently, because if trying to just make a better environment for everyone, like, I guess my thing is like, why are those people that have all this money so against it? And like, so like, let's not even try. Let's just destroy this, or, you know, like, let's just keep pumping carbon into the atmosphere because it has no negative side effect. Like, why are they trying? Like, why not just try to filter it? Why not just try to do cleaner energy? You know, like coal does not produce.
Because that's where they made all their fucking money.
But coal, but how much money could you make in solar right now?
Shit ton.
How much money could you make in like electric vehicles and stuff right now?
You could by overselling solar, because like there's like a threshold where like you only need so much solar. Like, scientists have said that if you went out in the Arizona desert where sunshine shines more than fucking anywhere else in the United States on average, and the UV rays are like particularly good for solar energy, if you built a 10 by 10 square mile square of solar panels out there, and you tied all the national power grids together and directed them to that one source of power, which would be that 10 by 10 solar panel field, you could power the entire U.S. for forever. 10 square miles.
But that's based on our current energy needs. I mean, you look at all these new devices and stuff that we're switching to and stuff. I don't necessarily know if I buy that, like that.
But they're saying you could do this with 10 square miles. We probably have thousands of square miles that we could fucking use to do this.
Not in the Arizona desert, though.
Why?
Dude, there's not thousands of miles.
Are you kidding? Yeah, there is. Thousands of square miles of empty desert space that you could just put fields and fields of solar panels.
I mean,
from Phoenix to Tucson, I drive past hundreds of square miles of empty desert, not developed, not anything. We don't need to be building more houses. We need to be building more fucking solar panels.
Well, but I think that's the thing too, though, is like you can do solar fields, or you can do like solar tiles on every house that you build. And start making them that way. And then it's just investing in the cost of the houses. Because, that might be the case for our current needs and all that stuff. But what happens if there's like an incident in some of the grids getting from, you know, New York to Arizona?
Right.
You know, I would imagine there would need to be intermittent facilities.
Well, there's other states. You could put solar fields in Florida as well.
Right.
Like,
no,
it can
for
be
sure.
regionally based.
But that's what I'm saying is you can definitely, I think that there could be more development there if it was something that was seriously looked at. Like, I don't know, because there's not a lot of money right now in coal. So
there's zero money in coal.
But
they're shutting down all coal power plants in Arizona right now.
So like
in the next couple of years.
What's the point to not try to make money on solar while you can? Let's just say that 10 by 10 square mile.
There's a third.
So 100 square miles.
Third energy producing mechanism.
Nuclear
that exists that is eliminating coal. But
so is wind.
Wind is shit, dude. Wind power is like garbage. solar is way, way more
I
badass
agree,
than
but I'm
wind.
just saying wind and solar together, I think, are also driving down.
I don't think they don't compete with
because in
nuclear.
2016,
the problem with nuclear is
they
you
added
can't turn
way
it off.
more power from solar and wind than they did with nuclear or coal.
I don't think that's because they're not running those nuclear plants at even like half like output.
Right.
Like,
well, yeah,
basically what they're going to do is they're going to
again,
crank the knob up to like 75% on a nuclear plant and kill off like 10
but again,
coal plants.
look at in the last like 50 years with Chernobyl and Fukushima, like why do you want to invest in something unstable?
You turn it on and you can't ever turn it off.
And that's that's again,
Ever.
like solar is clean.
It's risky. Yeah.
It's much better.
Well, nuclear's clean too.
It's clean in like
It's
the
clean,
day-to-day.
it's- no,
but
it's
if
clean,
it ever
it's
gets
just
unstable,
volatile.
It will
Like, it's
destroy.
volatile because like it could blow up.
And to me,
and it's
though,
a nuclear bomb.
That's not clean. in my
But it
opinion.
is clean because
Like, that's like-
those smokestacks at
Did
nuclear.
you sweep your floor? No, I napalmed it. It's fine. Like it's good. There's no dust there because there's no floor there.
Yeah.
Like to me, that's okay. Yeah, it's clean by definition of
Well,
like
there's
what
no,
the
like-
emissions and stuff.
Yes, emission-wise, it's
Right,
clean
yeah.
because those smokestacks at nuke plants, that's water vapor.
It's vapor, right?
It's water
not-
vapor
it's
from
steam,
the
it's
water
not-
that
yeah,
cools
it's cooling
the core, the
yeah,
nuclear
exactly.
cores. It's not what some people think it is.
It's like smoke or whatever.
It's not smoke, you fucking idiots.
Yeah. But I think getting back to like the whole thing, like with like believing in climate change, like that's also like kind of like I hate how when people like when people try to turn things into like religious beliefs or like if you want to believe in it, that's fine. It doesn't matter. There's no believing in it. It's like
It's either
it's
a
like if
reality
you
or it's
don't
not a
believe in
reality.
gravity, it doesn't care.
Yeah.
You know.
Even though we can't explain why gravity exists. Like, we don't know what creates gravity on Earth. Just read an article, like,
Yeah.
15 of them things science fucking can't explain.
Can't explain. But
Yeah,
did you check your sources?
I did.
'Cause-
I trust the posting article.
Yeah.
They do their due diligence.
Yeah.
I know
like,
for a fact we can't prove why gravity exists on Earth, like what the mechanism that causes the Earth to have like such intense gravity for compared to like
But
other
isn't
planets.
it just the
We don't
mass?
know. We don't know. It's unexplained.
Because gravity is just the attraction of two objects. So like let's say you, for example, weigh
Pretty sure that's not what gravity is.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that's it,
No,
like what it is by the definition. So like if you have like let's say you're a person that weighs 180 pounds and you're standing on Earth. Now your gravity of a 180 pound individual is pulling up on the Earth with 180 pounds of force. But the Earth is so big that it's negligible, like it doesn't even matter. But the Earth is pulling down on you with its force of
Right.
whatever tons that it is, and that's gravity, 9 meters per second. or
We
whatever.
don't know what generates gravity from the Earth.
But it's the same as what it generates from. I think that's what it is. It's the mass. It's like when you
No.
get down on like the atomic level of like what makes up
We should probably
object.
not even be rambling about this because
Yeah,
it's
'cause we
unproven science,
don't-
and
we
I'm
don't
not
know.
a fucking geologist or whatever
Or-
kind of
yeah.
fucking scientist
I don't know.
figures out
But
gravity.
what I was getting at is like it still happens, right? It's a
Yeah.
fact in our reality.
Correct.
Maybe other dimensions with other reality, whatever.
Other
You can
dimensions,
get there
bruh.
later, but
That's what
it's
it
something
is.
that like if you look at the carbon molecules that are in our atmosphere,
Uh-huh.
there's a certain one that has like because they have like tells, like fingerprints, if you will.
Okay.
So when we look at carbon that's released by volcanoes, because everyone always says, well, Earth like generates more carbon than we do, and that's a fact.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
Earth generates 700 gigatons of carbon each year, but every year Earth also has plants and other ways of
They eat
ocean
it up.
things that
Yeah.
absorb
it.
700 gigatons of carbon each year. It's like a perfect balance system.
Right.
That is. Humans contribute, I believe it's like 40
Dude,
gigatons.
don't get too far down this road because we might have some listeners that are like all about creationism and shit, and you're like making a strong argument for that. I don't want you to like go outside your wheelhouse
Oh,
and start
yeah.
promoting
No, because
promoting things
we're
you're
only
not
here because
you're
we're
not-
victims of our environment. Like that,
Man,
that
but
doesn't make
somebody
any sense.
somebody could make a strong argument that
Yeah.
that's by
So-
design, bro.
So there's this thing I heard recently.
It produces 700 gigatons and absorbs 700
Right.
by design.
By design, yeah. No, there was something I heard recently that I thought was hilarious. It's like nowadays with like internet and social media, like bro facts, like they're no longer a thing. Like, and so when I was younger growing up, I heard this thing and I believed it like so much. It was like, if the earth was 1 inch closer to the sun, we'd catch on fire.
We'd all die.
We'd all burn up. And if it was 1 inch further away, we would freeze to death. That's perfect design. And then as I get old, I'm like, no, there's this thing called the Goldilocks zone. And it's like Earth's
quite a ways to go.
Orbit fluctuates from 94 million miles to 116 million miles. And I'm like, oh, those guys lied.
There's a little bit of room for error there.
But we are natures of our environment. It is that way because that's what it's become to be, like. But
who's telling people this? Other humans.
Right.
How did they figure this shit out?
Like with
the people that are like,
stuff?
no, the people that are like, oh, if it moves 1 inch closer or 1 inch further away.
Well, it's the same thing that
you're a fucking scientist. You're an astrophysicist now?
But it's the same thing too, that it's like, isn't it so amazing that like we had like the sun and all this stuff and we can see? It's like, well, yeah, if we didn't have the sun, let's say we had laser beams that shot down things at the planet and that's how we saw, but we had to avoid them.
Yeah.
Then that would be like, isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
like,
it's
you would never
awesome.
even think of like, what if there was this ball of light in the sky and it just blah, 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 blah.
Like rays.
And it just so happens to be so perfect. Like we sleep overnight and then we wake up and we're good for the day. And then we go back to sleep at night. Isn't that just a miraculous design? It's like,
also
no,
another thing
that was happening in
by
nature
science.
well before.
We don't know why we have to go to sleep because your body doesn't shut down when you go to sleep.
Right. It actually speeds up.
Keeps fucking functioning.
Well,
but you die without sleep.
Yeah. There's some different theories that I heard about it. Like
theories.
Yeah.
Unexplained though.
Unexplained for sure. But
that's fucking crazy.
But there's a lot of stuff but that's what
we
I
can't
love
explain
about science though, is it does never claims to have all the answers. But if you try and you use evidence and use, observations, you might be able to figure it out. There was a time that we didn't know why things did the way they did. And then we figured it out.
Crazy. But that's a fucking serious one, dude.
Yeah.
Something that every human does for like what is like 33 or it's like a third of their life is spent sleeping, and we don't even know why you need to fucking sleep.
Well, maybe. But see, the thing too, and this is like a hard part, is with how fast we've been evolving or adapting as a species with technology and all this other stuff, and living in like cities and stuff, like we don't live how we used to when sleep might have been a necessity. Yeah. So it's probably something that we've outgrown that, who knows, maybe it's something that on evolution, it's just going to be turned off.
What we haven't outgrown, even with all this technology? Eating fucking Tide Pods. That's
Apparently, you can die from that.
Listen.
Yeah.
I can't get over that shit, man. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I read an article. I was like, they were like,
Tide Pod Challenge.
Tide Pod Challenge. I'm like, what the fuck's Tide Pod Challenge? I looked into it. Motherfuckers are eating Tide Pods.
It's just so funny to me that you can take anything and make it a challenge.
Dude, that's the one thing you should not turn into a challenge, though.
But you can. And that's the beauty of it, is you can start the nail challenge. If you can swallow a nail.
Jeez. Dude.
And here's the bonus. If you pass said nail and it is completely surrounded by fecal matter, you win the challenge.
The glory of the internet is that they can make fun of these Tide Pod Challenge people for being such idiots, and
then still do it.
But then they get yelled at by other morons, probably the parents of the Tide Pod Challenge kids, for promoting more Tide Pod Challenge shit by making memes and stuff.
By making fun of it.
Yeah.
And then people think,
they're like, oh my God,
I'll be glorified by being part of this challenge. I'll be a meme.
I'll be a meme. Make me a meme.
Make me a meme. That's pretty crazy. Like when we live in a world where it's like you could ask a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? And like, a meme.
I want to be a meme.
Because you think about that.
I'm going to make my life.
The fist pump meme or whatever it is. Like that little kid.
An Instagram star or a YouTube star.
I know people who are Instagram models. Like, isn't that weird? Like,
because anyone can do it.
Yeah.
They don't have to even be good at it.
Post, provocative images of yourself.
Yeah, dude. Show tits.
Low cut tees.
Tits or GTFO, bro.
But that's not what it is. I'm clearly showing my breakfast.
That's exactly what it is.
Even
and no
though
one
my
cares what the
breakfast is
fuck
only
you ate for breakfast.
An eighth into the frame.
You're a fucking weirdo if you eat breakfast. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I love breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
It is not the most important meal of the day.
That's what I've been told.
Actually, if you don't eat breakfast, you're probably healthier.
Like this picture if you eat breakfast.
Fuck breakfast. Hashtag fuck breakfast.
There you go.
There's a huge following for that hashtag right there. Because Ain't nobody got time for that shit.
Who has time for breakfast?
Breakfast.
First and foremost.
Who even wakes up early enough to eat breakfast?
Well, breakfast is just the first meal you have when you wake up. Like, I mean, it doesn't
breaking
have
your
to
fast.
be.
Yeah, but guess what? Intermittent fasting
that's what I've been trying
is a
to do.
thing. And
It's hard.
It's not hard for me.
At
Just wake up
times.
at 10 and don't eat until like noon.
Yeah.
Or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I eat try to eat about like noon and then 6. And, but I wake up, I go to work 7 o'clock, and I'll just be sitting there and I just want to munch on something. Like I just want like chips. I just want cookies.
Yeah.
A donut.
Yeah.
Bring me a whole pizza for a snack.
If you intermittently fast, though, that's extra calories that you got to spare, so you can have those chips.
No, you can't eat it in that time. You can only eat it in your allocated.
Oh, when are you
feasting.
saying you want
like
these
8 o'clock
things?
in the morning? I want a pizza.
Dude, there's no wrong time to eat a pizza.
Oh, I know, but
There's
when
definitely.
you're intermittent fasting, you have to wait
Dude,
at least.
you don't have to
until
do
12.
it every fucking day.
Oh, I feel you do. Because then
Oh.
there's no point.
No,
it's like the
no,
person who
there
eats a
is.
salad once a month is like, I'm healthy. I'm eating a
Dude, I don't
salad.
eat fucking
It's like
salad.
no.
I'm probably healthier than people that only eat salad.
Yeah,
I'll crush their skull, snap their neck.
that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, dude.
Just because
I'm
you
a
eat
man.
salad. Yeah,
Yeah, and I
I
don't
like
eat
salad.
fucking
I had
salad
salad for
every
lunch
meal.
yesterday. It was a
Listen.
Southwest salad. It had beans,
Dude,
chicken.
I
Had like these
want
little tiny.
one. Fuck, with the little like
The
crouton
chips.
noodle things.
Yeah, they're not croutons. They're like
Or
noodle chips.
noodle chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I want with a
You can't have it
Chipotle
'cause you're a man.
Southwest
Yeah,
fucking.
those-
Where'd you get it?
Jalapeno ranch.
Where did
dressing
you
is
get
what
it?
was.
Where is this? I've been craving this salad for a while.
Nope, you can't have it. 'Cause
Where?
You're a man.
Where?
It's called this place called Crackers and Co. They also have a really good one though.
don't
It's a
have that.
Southwest at Salad and Go, and that is a real place. It's a
Yeah, I
fast
don't
food
have
salad
that.
place.
Yeah, fucking.
We have them all over. They're delicious.
You know what I got
But
by
I
my
don't
house
eat it for
recently?
every meal.
You know what I got? Do you know what I ate like 3 or 4 times in 2 days?
I'm
the
gonna
other
say
day?
Five Guys.
No.
just because I really like Five Guys.
No, but it was a burger. You're really close.
Oh, was it? smashed?
Blake's a lot of burger, dude.
would never
Green
put
chili
it-
cheeseburger.
Why would I have guessed
Oh
that?
my god!
Is that a
dude,
thing?
They built
Like a
one. They built
national
one by
thing?
my house.
Okay.
Yeah. They built there's one in Tucson, like on Speedway, like down by the college, and then they built one by my house.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna. Basically,
yeah.
basically, I'm doxing myself because there's
Right.
only 2 fucking Blakes.
Yeah.
And now people know.
Now you know.
I live far enough away from it that you wouldn't be able to find my house.
Okay.
So fuck you.
Nice decoy
Yeah.
clue.
I live right across the street. Oh,
He clearly lives inside
dude,
of
they're
it.
so fucking good. If you ever get a chance to go to Blake's, like
Yeah.
I was reading reviews and I hate fucking scumbags that write reviews.
Well, my biggest thing with reviews is like they'll leave a 1-star review and it's like I couldn't find parking. It's like really?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I think
exactly.
You're not understanding. The
It took
purpose of the-
took like 20 minutes for me to get my food.
Yeah.
Patience is not my virtue.
Right.
1 star.
1 star.
Fuck you, man.
The waiter was mean. The food was good, but the waiter was mean. So 1 star.
1 star.
Well, again, I don't think you understand how.
I went
reviews
to
are
this
supposed
other
to work.
place that's really obscure from like the heart of green chili cheeseburgers in New Mexico, and it was like 1,000 times better.
better.
But there's only one.
Yeah.
And it's in fucking
Hole in the
Albuquerque.
wall Albuquerque place.
1 star. 1 star for Blake's because it wasn't as good.
Wasn't as good. It couldn't be
Like, shut up, bitch.
Fernando's Chili and Burgers.
Yeah.
Couldn't
This
beat
fucking
that.
hole in the wall
Yeah.
in fucking Albuquerque, New Mexico. Who,
If you
first of
can't-
all, who goes to Albuquerque, New Mexico?
R.I.P. Albuquerque.
Fucking R.I.P.
Oh, I have family that lives in Albuquerque.
Dude.
Who voluntarily moved there. Well, yeah, it's Rio Rancho technically, right outside of Albuquerque.
Like a suburb of.
Everyone in Albuquerque, you know what's up though. Rio
Yeah.
Rancho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, though? Albuquerque. Dude, I met some people from fucking Albuquerque before.
Yeah.
There's some hard motherfuckers from Albuquerque.
I've met a lot
'Cause
of
they're
cool
like-
people from New Mexico.
They're like half Mexican, half white, or like half white, like half European, half like Spaniards.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they're like that mixed blood, but they don't speak Spanish.
right.
But they got like this like really intense like
Accent.
no what's the joke from Monty Python? Oh, the Spanish Inquisition.
Oh yeah.
The Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah.
Fucking they got like the Spanish Inquisition type like aggressiveness to them.
Right.
Yeah, dude. You don't fuck with people from New Mexico.
No, I mean some you do, but
Some you do,
don't.
but
like some, like there's people that like
there's people from everywhere.
There's people from New Mexico that are like so diehard New Mexico. It's like, that's great. State pride. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
But like when it's like nothing, it's that 1-star review. Every other state, 1-star review because it's not New Mexico. It's like you can appreciate culture in other states and still have state like pride and stuff.
The only 5-star state in all 50 is Arizona.
Yeah.
Let
bias.
me just
no bias
let me
there,
just throw this
ladies
out
and
there.
Gentlemen.
Listen, I've lived in more states than majority of motherfuckers. Because there's a ton of people that have only ever lived in the state they were born in.
Yeah.
I've lived in multiple states.
Or they'll
and I've
romanticize.
traveled to almost every single state. There's like 4 states I haven't been to.
That's a bucket list thing right there.
4 states, the Dakotas, because who wants to fucking go there?
No one. Not even the
I've never been to
Dakotas.
Minnesota.
No, you're probably missing out there.
I
I
maybe.
think Minnesota would be a
Cold
cool state.
though, dude.
Yeah, well, right
Nobody
now.
likes that cold shit.
I don't know, but again,
And like
visiting.
Vermont. I've never been to Vermont.
I would love to go to Vermont.
Fuck Vermont, dude. I've been to Maine. I've been to fucking
Yeah.
New Hampshire.
There you go.
I've been to Delaware. Who's been to Delaware?
Yeah.
How many fucking people you know been to Delaware?
I don't even know anyone from Delaware yet.
I don't know anybody from Delaware, but I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been to everywhere, and Arizona is the best.
Yeah. Well, I think in the states that I've been to, I agree. I've lived in California for a long time.
Shithole.
Cannot stand it.
Shithole.
Don't like it. I've lived in New Mexico briefly. It was okay, but again, it wasn't like
The state in general is
I
a
think-
shithole.
yeah.
Like if you had to pick, Arizona's the better one
Right.
of those two.
Of
They're
those
very
two.
similar,
Very similar,
but Arizona's better.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like the people too, like there's just something about like the people in Arizona, like the whole layout of their cities and stuff. Like I
Yeah.
have everything I need within 5 minutes of my house. And that argument can be made, well, if you live somewhere where everything you need within 5 minutes of your house in another state, it'd be just as good. Yeah, that's the whatever.
Yeah.
But
The argument
but,
can
like,
be made.
I love the freeway system that we have.
Yeah, it's good. Makes sense.
Yeah, and also no natural disasters.
No natural disasters.
Like that for me
Fucking
is
top
a big one.
One of the top 5
Yeah.
selling points of Arizona.
Yeah. You go to
By
California, you get earthquakes, and everything's on fire for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
Yeah.
like, hey, what are you doing today? Oh, I'm just going to go be
Arizonans
evacuated.
we live on the sun,
No,
basically.
we don't.
We live on the
It's
sun.
30,000 degrees on
Or
the surface
so
of the sun.
some people
It gets
believe we
like
live on the sun.
120 degrees. worst
Arizona's
case.
burning like every couple of years in places no one fucking lives. California burns every year,
Yeah.
and it's like motherfuckers
Where
die.
people losing houses. And
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, my sister was mandatory
They don't live on the
evacuated.
they don't live
for
on the
weeks.
fucking sun like we do.
No.
Shithole.
And-
Shithole.
And the thing is that, yeah, it gets hot. And I'm not going to justify the heat because I can't stand it when it gets to 120 degrees.
I love it. It warms
But-
you to the bone.
Yeah, that's
Warms
the
you to
yeah.
like the marrow of
Yeah.
your bone.
When your bone marrow's warm, you got a problem.
It gives you the chills, man.
No, it
You
gives
get
you the
those?
chills
The
when
heat
you're
chills?
when you're inside and you have it 68 degrees inside.
Dude.
You're freezing. It happens to me all the time. I'm typing on the computer, sending whatever emails, whatever. My fingers are like locking up because it's so cold.
Yeah.
You open that door,
Boom!
insta
Fucking-
heat. You're defrosting
Yep.
right then and there. Feels so good.
Yep.
5 seconds later, why am I out
You're
here?
dying.
I'm
You're
sweating.
dying.
Let's
It's
get back
true.
inside.
This is true. This is true.
But the thing is that it doesn't get to those extreme temperatures. Like it'll average about 104, 100 or so for the majority of the summertime.
Yeah.
Which to me,
No, there are over 25 days that were temperatures of greater than 115.
right, but not consecutive.
Pretty close.
Because when I
Pretty
first
close.
moved out here, it was consecutive I think it was like 8 or 10 days or something like that of over 115 degrees, and it was a record breaker. They've never seen that before.
Last year it was 25.
I don't think consecutive though.
Not consecutive,
Yeah.
but within
Well, that's
the
what I'm saying.
summer
when
months.
I first moved out here, it was 10 days in a row of over 115 degrees. And agreed. I think you're right. I'd say 25 seems a little low.
Those are the best days, man.
115?
Yeah, dude.
No way.
Get a fucking swimming pool. Don't be
Yeah,
a bitch.
dude. No.
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah,
get a swimming pool.
The problem with swimming pools in the heat is like it's so good when you get in the water's cold, but when you get in the pool is as hot as the jacuzzi, you're like, this sucks.
Dude,
Because that happened.
listen.
That
115
happens.
degrees out of the pool, 85 in the pool, 30-degree temperature swing. You could get hypothermia. Fucking, If the water's less
that
than
would be
if the
that would
water's
be the
less than
best.
98.6 degrees,
happened.
you can get hypothermia.
I don't think that's happened, but that would be the
If you
funniest
stay in the
story.
water long enough at 85 degrees,
No, sir.
you can get
Sir,
hypothermia.
Sir, I disagree with that. I do not think that that's possible.
Science says that if you go in water that
It's
is cooler
theoretically
than your
possible.
body's natural temperature,
But you're trying to
For a long
establish-
enough period of
no,
time,
I disagree with that.
you will get hypothermia.
I think that's how it works. But in Arizona, no. In
Dude,
115
it still
degree weather,
feels good. Is
people
my
are
point.
not getting hypothermia.
115 to
in
85,
115
yeah,
degree
in
weather.
instantaneous 30-degree temperature
Terrell,
shift.
look that up. See if anyone has ever gotten hypothermia.
No, you won't because your body has insulation.
Yeah.
Well, people get out of
I
the
know.
water. Nobody. You can't like just stay in the fucking water for the length of time that it would
backpedaling on your
require.
story.
But I'm just saying, if you stayed in long enough, it
Yeah.
would happen.
I don't think so. I think
It would,
I think you would just like slowly adapt to it. Like it's not
dude.
drastic enough. Like
telling you,
people that
can
fall into
happen.
like ice cold water, like instantly,
Yeah.
they get hypothermia. It's not the ones
Well,
like
that's
you're
'cause
sitting in
they're
a
little bitches. dude.
comfortable water. Yeah, they're yeah.
They're little.
Just
Do you
don't
know
be
who
a
gets
girl and you'll be
hypothermia?
fine.
People that are pussies.
Yeah, I don't think that's factual.
This is definitely a fact. This is definitely a fact.
I would not put money on that.
So we were talking before we jumped on the podcast about how people. What was the conversation we had?
Yeah, so it started with
The fuck was it? People believing in shit and rallying
well,
behind it,
yeah,
right?
people getting like too aggressive and too adamant towards a cause that they may or may not know all of the facts.
Yeah.
And what I was starting to say was, I think before in this country there used to be due process.
Yeah.
And like someone gets caught or convicted, and then they go through like presenting evidence and rebuttals and all this stuff, and then a jury of their constituents say, yeah,
Their peers.
their peers, they did it. You know, they're guilty based on the evidence that we have. Nowadays, someone could make an allegation or a claim about something, and everyone's just like bought in. You'll have the diehard like people that are just like 100%.
Yeah,
This
guilty
is real.
until proven innocent.
And then you'll have the like other extremes that's like, you guys are crazy, like that's not even anywhere close. And then they fight each other, like these people who believe
Teams.
it.
Right.
And then you have the real cause or the real issue that's like, are we gonna?
This is what we were talking. This is not what we were talking about. We were talking about vaxxers versus anti-vaxxers.
Right, but that stems from the
something
same,
else.
Yeah, but that was from like the same kind of thing. You
But
have
that's
people
not
that
what you were
they
saying about
like
before.
they have like they might see like, oh, my cousin got a vaccine and then they turned purple, so vaccines make you purple, and then everyone's just like, oh, I believe that vaccines are bad. Like they don't do any research, they just take
Yeah.
it from like someone's one-off story or whatever that may or may not been exaggerated for the sake of like sounding
That's
better.
the key word, exaggerated.
Right.
Do we believe that vaccines cause issues with people?
Yeah.
Yeah, because statistically speaking,
Vaccines
vaccines have fucking side effects that affect a certain percentage of the people that get them.
no different than anything else.
Anything else?
But like things like, do vaccines cause autism? No, I don't buy that one bit at all. That's like
I don't think so either.
that's like you're born with that. And the thing is it's all anecdotal, because you can never say, well, let's not give this child a vaccine, and if they do get or they don't get autism, see the vaccine.
Yeah, it's
if
the
we would have given
vaccines.
them a vaccine, it's like, no, but most people that are born don't have autism.
Yeah.
So, and
Right.
then now, like one thing I've heard recently is like, well, there's so many more people being diagnosed with autism than ever before.
Because we know what to look for now. You know what the people with autism fucking used to be? They used to be what? Like the
Mental retarded.
village idiots
Yep.
or retards.
Yep.
Like in the literal like medical
Right.
terminology,
Yeah.
retard. Not like,
Not like a insult,
derogatory term.
Derogatory, yeah.
yeah. Like
They were
that's
considered, or Asperger's.
Yeah.
They're now all part of the autism spectrum.
Asperger's, yeah. Social awkward
Right.
shit. Like it's really like they function, they can do everything else other fucking
Yeah, they're-
people.
and the
High
thing
functioning
is-
autism.
But even still,
They're just socially awkward.
most people that have autism, they still can function. They just might be a little quirky or do things
Yeah,
differently.
yeah.
Like there was that one autistic lady.
Isn't
who-
OCD a form of autism?
I think, well, like, yeah, I think that can fall on the spectrum depending on like
How severe it is.
how-
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like before, you were just OCD. Now it's like, oh, you're autistic.
Right.
because you're OCD.
Well, because now we know what to look for.
Yeah. So
So
but I think,
more people are autistic because we're not idiots.
But
and
yeah, so you look
ignorant
at like,
to the fact that people
you look at
can
how
be.
many kids are being diagnosed with autism and how many kids aren't being diagnosed with these other things.
Dude, it's the new age ADD, ADHD.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like
everyone used to be
everyone's autistic now.
Yeah.
Just like everyone used to be
because-
hyperactive.
just because of social
norms
and stuff
in
Yeah.
quotes.
that are established by people who don't even fall into those.
Dumb fucks that aren't scientists.
Yep. Because
They're not psychologists. They're
because
not
I have this friend
sociologists.
yeah.
Yeah. He said, she said.
I
oh, my
read this
neighbor.
article on Facebook. To clarify,
Yeah,
I read this
yeah.
headline on Facebook.
I
read
read this
article
clickbait on Facebook is what it should
It
say.
clearly said, everyone who gets a vaccine gets autism. Click here to find out more. So I went to the comments section, and everyone was telling their stories about how it does it. And so I'm an expert on it now, and I will argue with you to the death about why you're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking dude.
But it's like
I don't
everything.
understand.
It's not even just like the autism or anti.
That's how people
it's
fucking
like flat Earth. Like the Earth is
Fuck,
flat, by the way. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Dude, I
In-
know.
in
I know.
20
We're on the back of a turtle.
In 2018, on the back.
We're on the back of a turtle.
Yeah,
though. It's a
100%,
disc. It's a
100%.
disc on the back of a
No,
turtle.
it's a disc, which doesn't make any sense.
We're balancing.
Why couldn't it's balancing a disc?
I guess I don't.
I
fucking
want a
know. I'm not
plate. We
flat
can
earther.
test this right now. Give me a plate and a turtle.
Elephants who are on turtles.
Listen,
We
I
will-
don't know where you find
we will-
fucking turtles.
We
man.
will test this theory. If a turtle can balance a plate on its back, I'll buy that theory.
Yeah.
right there. Oh yeah, so that's
It is right. That's what you're seeing.
it's
elephants
on top of a turtle that are holding up the disc of the Earth.
What?
Right there. Yeah, that's the picture.
Elephants?
Yeah, see, there's clearly elephants there. 4 elephants. Massive elephants.
Jesus, dude, biggest elephant ever.
Just don't let people find out. They'll go kill them for their tusks.
Dude, that's like not a turtle. That is a tortoise.
Yeah.
That is not just a
Distinction.
turtle.
Yeah,
That is a
that's
tortoise.
Fair. That's a fair point.
Tortoises lived for millennia.
Yeah.
They're
and
dinosaurs.
Carry planets on their back.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm sorry.
Well, that's where all the dinosaurs went. We
It's
put
just
all
to
the
the
planets in the known universe on the backs of all the
That's
dinosaurs.
on the turtles.
Because only things that can live for millions of years can carry planets on their backs.
Right.
Didn't you know this?
Yeah. Well, no, not millions of years because the Earth was only created 6,000 years ago.
6,000 years ago?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm pretty sure they're not claiming that.
100. A lot of people do.
6,000 years?
6,000
I think
years
it's a
ago.
little bit longer than
Nope.
that. It's like
Because there was like some guy who found out like the birth of he found an incident in the Bible and then found like when it like records of when it happened and calculated back generations and stuff and determined it was 6,000 years old.
yeah. So this guy's like the New Age Nostradamus or something like that.
Yeah, he's
He's like
got it all together.
interpreting the Bible
Yeah.
in his own way to make predictions.
You know what's interesting is Isaac Newton.
Sir
Isaac Newton is known for a lot of things, but one thing that he spent the most of his time on was trying to find hidden messages in the Bible.
Interesting.
Never found them.
Because they don't
But-
exist.
But he Newton's law of
They're not hidden. The Bible's full of messages.
life
Life lessons.
that they just tell you.
Yeah. The Bible is a book of morals.
But you can
And
can
you
take
read
out
it.
of context.
You read it
You can take it out of context.
to learn morals. Because some people,
Nope.
their consciences
Disagree.
are dog shit.
It's the word of God. It's not
Bro,
stories.
don't come at me like this.
Nope.
It's a bunch of stories.
Not stories.
Really good stories that
They're
have
not-
morals
they're not even good stories.
ingrained in the
The
stories.
word of God. 100%.
Dude, God didn't write the Bible.
Yes, my favorite part.
Jesus didn't even write the Bible. So
Nope.
fuck you.
Nope. He clearly he did. Through
Listen,
through
when a guy
humans.
named Constantinople,
Yep.
also
I think
Let-
you're
let it be
just-
known
I
he's
think
a
you're just focusing on
warlord,
parts. Yeah.
warlord that
You're-
raped and pillaged,
Yeah. Well, so did a lot
And
of people
killed.
in the Bible. So did God in some respect.
handpicked all of the gospels.
Did Mary give consent? That's all I want to know. So I'm just going to ask that question.
Mary was a whore.
Did she give consent though?
The whore of Babylon.
I don't think she. I don't think she. Gave
Virgin
consent.
whore of Babylon.
I don't think she gave.
I'm
consent.
not. That's an oxymoron. Virgin whore.
Virgin whore.
Virgin whore Mary.
What was that? Virgin.
Vorigin.
She was
Yes,
the origin of the virgin
The
whore.
origin of the virgin whore Mary.
Yeah. My favorite parts of the Bible are when Jesus is talking to God, who's himself, by the way.
Just
and,
thought of this.
And no one else is around to write it down. That it
Yeah,
happened.
dude. Jesus was a schizophrenic carpenter
No,
and an alchemist.
didn't even exist.
Schizophrenia
the story of
didn't
Jesus
exist back in
wasn't
Jesus'
even
day?
told. No, schizophrenia probably did. 100%. That's probably what a lot of these people were going through. But I also think like people wanted to like tell stories and stuff. And there was a bunch of stories that because the Bible was take all these different stories that were brought together to make this book.
Telephone game.
But Jesus' story wasn't told from the perspective of people living with Jesus at the time. It was like, hey, 30 or 50 years ago, there was this dude named
There was a
Jesus.
group of dudes following around this dude.
Following around this dude. But if you look at all the words, like all the like the books and all like the scrolls and context, whatever, the writings that we have from that time era, not one single person mentions him. Not one.
Well, who the fuck speaks Hebrew in the first place to translate all this shit,
there's
dude?
scholars for that now.
Dude, fucking, you're gonna leave
you're
gonna leave it up to
Harvard
to fucking 10 dudes that speak ancient Hebrew
they have
to tell
4 PhDs.
Dude, fucking PhD my dick. I don't give a fuck.
I don't even know what that means.
I could have a PhD if I wanted to.
Yeah, you could.
I'd just go get my PhD, man.
But you would be a subject matter expert of that PhD. Because that's what it
Fuck,
entails.
no, you wouldn't if you went to college.
You think
dude.
you can
Bro,
snooze it?
bro,
You think you could snooze a PhD?
Bro, yeah, I could fuck PhD.
You phone in a PhD?
Yeah, easy. You don't even have to know shit, dude.
It's midnight before your
gotta
thesis is due, and you're like,
gotta
I'll just throw this
be
together real quick.
A good
Couple
bullshitter.
Google searches, I'm good.
Dude, I'm an expert bullshitter.
I'll listen to a podcast, be fully informed.
Man, I have a 4-year bachelor's degree.
Congratulations.
Like fucking every other motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah. So does the
Guess
guy
what?
who serves drill at McDonald's.
Guess what? I know for a fact that I'm probably smarter than that 90% of the other fucking people that also have
maybe
4-year
they
degrees.
didn't have the right opportunities in life.
My point is that a 4-year degree doesn't mean shit.
Nope. I think
you
our
can
school
be
system
you
is
can be
completely
a derogatory R word.
Yeah.
And have your bachelor's degree.
I like how the censorship starts now with you. Like everything before, nope, but now I'm
no,
gonna
dude.
be
You can't. You can
respectful
say if you're gonna
of
say
these
it in the
mentally
medical.
challenged
If you're gonna say it in the
individuals.
medical terminology, you can use the full word because that's appropriate. But if you're gonna use it in the derogatory, you got to use the first letter shorthand.
Because they probably won't pick it up. Like
Hard R.
Hard R.
Hard R. Well, I got yelled at last podcast.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got yelled at for my derogatory choice of words.
You gotta
because I may or may not have used gay in the derogatory sense, and
these are all alleged allegations here.
I was scolded,
Yeah.
or I was told you could probably you're smarter than that. You could use a better word.
Yeah.
And I said, but if you're gay, you're gay. My wife was like, no.
No.
I said, you know me. I'm cool with the gays.
I'm cool.
Like,
yeah.
I make the distinction.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to stay away from the F word.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not dropping
no.
FAGs, man.
No.
We're not pulling that shit.
Yeah.
I won't stoop to that
that's
level.
Just
like I don't
trap.
come out
Yeah.
like spouting off N-word.
Right. That's just
It makes me cringe
inappropriate.
when I hear the N-word.
Yeah, like that whole thing with it was a couple months ago, like when PewDiePie did it.
Yeah, it's just so cringy now.
Like to me, like the problem that I had with that whole thing, it was just too comfortable. Like it was.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
It was
like,
part of his everyday.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was like
his
searching
vernacular.
for a word.
It was in his vernacular.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you got to use like a word multiple times for it to be in your repertoire.
Right. Yeah.
Of words.
Even there's some people who I've heard other people who use it and they say it's okay because they're playing a character or whatever. I'm like, I don't even go there.
No.
I don't buy that either.
No. It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
There's just certain things you just don't fucking say. Man.
Right.
Like.
Well, so the little kind of off topic, on topic about you're smarter than that, because I've had someone tell me before, like, you can be smarter than using like curse words or whatever,
Yeah.
But there's something that happens to the brain when you use those words that's almost like a stress reliever.
There is
Like
science.
There's science
proving
that
smart people swear more.
Is this another headline on Facebook, sir?
No.
Oh.
I read it in a book.
Oh, in a book.
In a book.
Leather-bound book?
Many leather-bound books.
Dang. You fancy.
Dude. Unless you got a copy of like Mark Twain fucking on your bookshelf at home. Don't be coming at me like that, bro.
I don't have Mark Twain on my bookshelf at
I
home.
have Treasure Island. Mm-hmm. I have like a collection of really old books from
I just have like
early 1900s, like late 1800s, early 1900s that my grandma had from when she was a child that were given to her. So they're even older than my grandma was
those
back
are
in
like
the
heirlooms.
20s. And
how often are you reading those?
I read them all. I read every single one growing up, and now they're mine.
But now do you?
And now they're mine. I never an elephant never forgets, Jordan.
Yeah, you're not
an elephant.
You are
never
not
forgets.
holding up the earth on your back. I do not.
Listen, I got a lot in common with elephants, man.
Are people trying to kill you to take your test?
I have like not a photographic memory, but a semi-photographic memory.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do. I don't think it's uncommon.
No,
but I reference my photographic memory quite often. Like all it takes, like when I travel to a new place to go to work, I go to my hotel, and then from my hotel, I go to a hospital in that general area to get there.
Yeah.
After making the trip from the hotel to the hospital one time, I'm the only fucking person out of the group of people that doesn't need a GPS to get back to where we went.
Right, yeah.
Because I pay attention to my surroundings as I'm traveling there.
Right.
And I don't know if that's just because like the military taught me to be like vigilant and
be aware.
Stay on guard and shit, you know,
Yeah.
But
I'd imagine that there's something with that.
I flash like, oh yeah, turn here because I remember this building, and I just recalled a memory that plainly shows that we were turning left yesterday here.
Yeah, so very similar. Like if I go somewhere once, I can usually remember how to get back
your way
there.
back there.
And I think that, so my grandpa actually taught me that, and he was also military. So I think
Maybe
it
that's
might be
something to do with
that,
that.
yeah. Because I know a lot of people that I'm just like, how can you not find your way there? Like you were literally just there yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, can you send me the address so I can Google it?
Yeah.
It's like,
I almost asked you for the address to Jarrell's again.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I'm smart.
Yeah.
Scroll up.
Yeah. Scroll up. So your photogrammic memory didn't work.
I recalled that it was up in the conversation.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. It seems your story's full of holes. Like those were two contradictory. Like you last sentence before that.
The point was
I'm
the
the only
elephants
one in the group
never
who
forget.
remembers everything, and then it's like today no, I had to scroll up and retype that into GPS.
Well,
because that's
what I said. Limited photographic memory.
Yeah,
like
that's fair. That's fair.
It's limited. I didn't say I had fucking Rain Man level autism photographic memory.
Autism, yeah. There you go. Yeah, no, there's definitely some events that I remember. Like, I remember everything so vividly. I'm like, yeah, remember you were sitting there and you were like playing with your pen this way, and like this was happening. There was a post-it on your desk that said this. And like, how do you remember that? I'm like,
dude,
I don't know.
I remember shit like that too.
But then like the next day, it's like, hey, do you remember last week when we had that meeting about this? It's like, no. Who was that again? Like, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exact. Like, I can't remember to like do things at scheduled times.
Yeah.
But like, if I lost my keys, I could be like, pinpoint the last exact time that I fucking had my keys and walk back through and be like, I did this, then this, then this, then this, then this, and there are my keys. Boom. Yeah. We're good. Like, no problem. Directions, things of that nature. My work is like, but my work is like such repetition.
Yeah, it's the same thing, just
it's the same thing at different places over and over and over again.
Right.
I could literally blindfold myself and tie my dick to my asshole and do my job.
And what was that second part?
Tie my dick to my asshole.
How is that?
You do
is that relevant?
You do the tuck. Because you could blindfold yourself, tie your hands behind your back, and then tie your dick to your asshole.
And then what is that?
And basically,
I guess I'm just missing the relevance of
that. Basically, it's like, an added layer of
is like more than sufficient
because you're going to be distracted.
The hindrance
you're going to be distracted by your dick touching your asshole.
I don't know. That just seems weird.
Whose dick touches their asshole?
Not mine.
Unless you force it to.
I've never even tried. Oh man,
my point exactly. So. If that was the case,
I feel like that was like
I'm not going so around tying my dick to my asshole.
I don't know, man.
But
you so comfortably.
We could.
If I was blindfolded,
I could fucking have it done to me and still do my job.
But who do you know that would do that?
It could happen.
I don't think it could. I mean,
It's a figure of speech. Listen, it's a figure of speech. I've
just
always
seems-
used it.
It's
I've
just
always
very
used it.
specific figure of speech is all.
Like, you've never heard me say, like,
Like figure of speech.
Yeah,
is
bro.
like, as the crow flies.
I
it's
could
like,
fucking do
okay,
that with my
yeah,
dick
that
tied to
doesn't
my
really-
asshole.
No, I've never.
you've never heard
that.
me say that.
Never heard that.
Oh my, dude, it's a very common thing.
I
that
don't
say.
think that's
I
a
promise
common
you.
thing.
It's not a common thing for other people. It's a common thing for me.
Okay.
I don't know where I heard tie your dick to your asshole.
I
But it's
just
just
don't
like
get what
it's
that
also
does.
just like you're not gonna get a bag of smashed assholes. But I get a bag of smashed assholes. Like, you know what I mean?
You personally get those?
Like, I know what a bag of smashed assholes is intended to represent.
Right.
But other people will be like, what? Fucking bag of smashed assholes. What does that even mean?
The logistics of that are just crazy. Like, who's gathering these bags?
Who's going around with
Yeah,
a bag
who's
and
going
a
around-
knife
I
cutting
need
out
more.
assholes and filling this bag up with it and then smashing
And
it?
smashing it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to get more in there, obviously. That part makes sense, but
that's the thing. It's bag of smashed assholes makes sense, but tying your dick to
no,
your
the
asshole
smashing it makes sense for
Oh.
logistics of getting more in there.
doesn't? Well,
but
yeah, capacity.
yeah. You obviously are going min-maxing that, but just the act of someone doing that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but it's like
But we
It's
do
a
live in a
figure of
world
speech,
where
man,
people
like-
will eat Tide Pods.
so.
So
Is it that far fetched?
It's not that far fetched.
Is it that far fetched?
Nope. It's
Dude,
not.
the fucking what is it? The BME Pain Olympics?
Oh,
Aren't
yeah.
you an expert?
Oh, I can't
in
believe
that?
you reminded me of that.
Yeah,
was-
dude. Yeah,
Oh, that's-
yeah. BME Pain.
So there's that
Olympics.
photographic memory coming back
Yeah,
right now, bringing
yeah.
back all those visuals.
Cringe.
Don't even look that up.
Do
Even.
You might see
I
a
won't
bag of
even-
smashed assholes.
You probably won't. For
You
that,
might.
no, I don't think you'd see that, but you will see something that you can't unsee,
Yeah.
and that is
Yeah.
it's just not
I mean,
appropriate.
that's very similar to One Man, One Jar.
Oh yeah, that's
Or
why
two,
do you
two
have
kids in the sandbox.
why
or
are you
whatever
doing
it's
this
called.
right now?
Lemon Party?
Oh come on,
Tub Girl?
no Tub Girl. Oh dude, come on, don't even. Please do not look those up.
Go around.
Was that the doorbell?
I guess.
Are we being too loud again? Who is it? Are we gonna be murdered?
Time out.
Oh, we're on a timeout. We're pausing.
No, dude. Fuck
No.
the guy at the door.
Someone comes to the door, so you got to stop.
Listen, it's Arizona.
Yeah.
I might be packing heat.
I might be too.
Do you have heat?
No, I mean I've got these guns right here.
Yeah, dude.
For all of
I
the
mean,
audio listeners,
we're pretty close
which
to
is
Mesa,
everyone,
Arizona.
'cause
We
don't
could
have
go
a
to the gun
camera
show.
now. But I've got Payne and Shelly.
And Shelly. Rochelle.
Yeah, Rochelle. It was a weird night, but that's what happens.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think, the world we live in, anything's possible. It's
Tide Pods. That's the theme of today's podcast.
Yeah, sponsored.
Don't fucking eat Tide Pods, you dumb motherfuckers.
This podcast was sponsored by For-Profit Hospitals and Tide.
Yep. Boom.
Because nothing cleans and makes your clothes smell like Febreze better than Tide. Probably because they're like the only ones that have the partnership with Febreze. But not
Dude,
important.
that fucking Febreze Tide. I
That
wash my
lavender?
shit in that.
Oh, yeah.
That lavender.
Smells great.
Dude, we walk.
You get
We
fresh
walk,
sheets.
we walk my dog Luna.
What's better than that feeling when you get fresh, clean sheets, you lay into them, and I'm talking high count, 1,000 thread count
Dude,
sheets.
Egyptian cotton.
Egyptian cotton.
Egyptian.
You have to. If
I've
you're
never seen
ever,
a yacht, but I've fucking slept in Egyptian cotton, and let me
Yeah,
tell
and
you.
that's probably as close as anyone's going to get. If you ever spend money on anything, it is worth it to buy 1,000 thread count sheets. 100%.
Lies. I have them, and they're not that great. I don't even sleep with the sheet, dude. I sleep with the
You're-
stretchy sheet that goes over the
probably
mattress.
bought like cheap. I'm talking
No.
$250.
That's what I paid for
In
it from
sheets.
Bed Bath & Beyond, baby.
Well, Bed Bath & Beyond will rip you off for sure.
Actually, we didn't get it from Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah.
She got it from some fucking fancy place.
yeah.
Crate and
And
Barrel
you
or
don't
some
think
shit
it's
like that.
I don't know.
Bro, I don't sleep with the sheet.
No, I'm talking the sheet that goes
The
over the
stretchy sheet?
mattress, the fitted sheet.
The fitted sheet, that's the technical term. I
Yeah.
call it the stretchy sheet, like a normal fucking
yeah,
human.
like everyone else
Like
who's
a
ever tried to
stretchy
fold one of
sheet,
those.
bro.
It's a stretchy sheet.
So we have the stretchy sheet, and then my wife sleeps with this fucking cancerous
wool Indian blanket, dude. It's got Indian triangular patterns
Okay.
and shapes, and it's like kind of woolly.
Yeah.
God help me, dude. I hate that fucking blanket. Wool is cancer,
Yeah.
and I can say that.
So uncomfortable.
It's
rough.
horrible. She sleeps with that over the down. Dude, I have a giant king size down comforter.
Is it
and
down or down
It's
alternative?
down. Full birds.
All
bro.
duck.
I murdered a flock of geese.
A gaggle of geese.
A gaggle of fucking geese.
Yeah. Just so you can be comfortable when you sleep. My
Yeah.
problem with real down is you get the little quills that poke through in
Yeah.
the middle of the night and stab you in the most bizarre places.
I have a fucking thing that goes on the outside of the down comforter. Like it's
protect
like a,
you?
It's like a blanket thing,
It's
like
a
a
quill guard?
sleeve thing that you
Yeah.
tuck it into.
Right. I know what you're talking
The
about.
only thing is like, I like down comforters because they get really cold
Yep.
when it's cold, but then once you snuggle up in there and burrow into it,
You'll
you'll
warm up.
heat up that pocket really
Yeah.
good, and it traps that heat
Great
like nobody's
insulation.
business. So like if you're like me and you need cold to go to sleep, but then you want warmth to
When-
stay
when you're
cozy
asleep, yeah.
and like extend your sleep, I'm one motherfucker that
Yeah, you are.
Dude.
Silence. I win.
boom. I go to sleep. I'm like, it's bedtime. I go lay down, 5 to 10 minutes. I'm out.
Out. Yeah.
And I'm dead to the world.
Right.
Dead.
That's my same problem. My
And I
wife
could
hates
sleep
it.
forever.
She'll literally I'll lay down, head hits the pillow. You have maybe 5 to 10 seconds to get a response.
Yeah.
So then next thing I know, she's like smacking me on the shoulder. Not hard.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't want to give that message.
Yeah.
She's smacking me on the shoulder. She's like, "Are you sleeping?" And I'm like, "That's what you go to bed to do."
Yeah, who fucking lays in a bed for any other reason than to
Then
sleep?
to sleep. If I'm not sleeping, I don't want to lay in bed.
No, because I'll just get tired and go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You're
'cause-
bored. Just
yeah.
nothing to do here. Might as
Yep.
well sleep.
Yep.
But what my problem is, if I wake up in the night, I'm mad. Like I get mad. I'm like,
Ooh.
you disturb. Like not like I'll wake up from.
You got
random
30
dreams.
seconds, bro. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Legally, 30 seconds. You can commit murder in the first 30 seconds from waking up and from deep REM sleep.
Right.
You can murder somebody.
Well, it's not
and
people.
you can't be held accountable for your actions.
It's not people that wake me up. It's like things. Like I'll have to use the restroom, and I'm like, "Are you
Dude, I
kidding
sleep
me right
through
now?"
the piss. I wake up every morning and my
Wet.
bladder is going to explode.
Yeah.
I got to piss so fucking
Well, that's what I'm
bad.
saying. I'll wake up like at 3:00 in the morning. Although I will say one of the best feelings in the world is when you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, "Oh my gosh, if I look at my phone right now, my alarm's going to go off. I'm going to be so pissed." And you look, it's like 1 and you're like, "I've got like hours of more sleep." And
I
then
don't
you
have
like
that problem.
lay down and you close your eyes and you're like, "This is going to be amazing."
I don't have that problem.
Yeah, well, some people do, Tyler.
So I travel on Mondays every other week,
Yeah.
and I leave in the afternoon. So I get to sleep as long as I want, motherfucker. And then if I'm not
Yeah,
working,
yeah. Brag.
I wake up whenever I want.
Yeah.
And then when I'm at work, I work at night. So when I get off work, I stay up until like 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I sleep until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I don't gotta go back
But that's
until
only
5.
8 hours of sleep.
Dude, I never
That's the
I
same
never
amount of
try
sleep
and
I
sleep
get.
more than like, unless I miss out on like 1 to 2 hours of sleep for 3 nights consecutively. Like if I do like 7-7-7,
Yeah.
I'm -3.
Yeah. Then you'll do.
So then I gotta
11.
do 11
Yeah.
at some point to balance it.
Yeah.
8 hours
You don't get that.
is the perfect amount of sleep.
Yeah, that's how
7
I
is
go from
it's
10
you can function.
p.m. mind you, 10 p.m. I know you're still like partying,
Bro.
by the time.
10 p.m.
10
is when the
p.m.
party gets started.
10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. Then we do
Jesus.
10 p.m.
I don't go to bed
to like
until like
7
3 or
a.m.
4.
on Saturday and Sunday, because without fail, every Saturday and Sunday morning, you always hear the little like ruffling of the sheets. Then you hear this little patter like running through the
Yeah.
run through the house.
Yeah.
Into the bedroom. Mommy, Daddy? Okay, come on, sweetie. You want to lay down? No, let's go downstairs. I'm like, okay, let's go.
So I have a better setup because we get this like
Well,
110 pound little.
You don't have children.
I do.
I do, and she knows how to open doors. Every door in the
she's
house.
like a raptor.
I have to lock
part
doors from the
velociraptor.
inside and close them, and use this little key thing to unlock doors on the inside of the house, so that this little bitch.
Well, you probably have like the flat handle.
Yes, it's
You
a
get
lever
the
handle.
round
Yeah,
handles?
She can't do that.
Done.
Obviously.
Done.
That means I got to go change every door in my house.
That's a project. What do you
No.
got going on? Not a thing from what you just said.
Listen, I got a lot of videos and like YouTube and a
Got
lot
some-
of Twitch.
Yeah, got some
and a lot
streams
of
to watch.
movies, and a lot of games to play. And then I go to work, like
Yeah.
work meetings.
Such a busy schedule.
Yeah, dude.
How do you function?
Dude, I woke up today.
I'm glad.
I woke up at 7:45
In the morning?
in the morning.
Wow.
Ran to my man cave, aka the office.
The office.
Logged into my computer, opened up the calendar, clicked the WebEx meeting, had my computer call my phone, and ran back into my room and laid down in bed in a conference call for like an upcoming job site, and put it on speaker and mute, and laid there half asleep for 15 to 20 minutes worth of like quick meeting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, if that's it, I'm going to let you guys go. You can have like 10 minutes of your time back. Unmute. Thanks. I'll see you guys later. Hang up. Boom. Right back
Back to
out for
sleep.
another 3 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy. 7:45. I was already at work for about 45 minutes, and I stayed there all the way until I came here.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's that.
Aren't you the boss? I'm not even the boss, and I got this sweet schedule.
Yeah.
I'm like the low man on the totem
What was that?
pole.
What? I didn't say anything. I'm not bragging. I don't know. That's a weird concept for me.
Bro, you're not taking full advantage of
I like
the
the
promotion.
concept
Clearly, you're
of servant
You
leadership.
don't know how to do this boss thing.
As a boss or as any
I
manager
get it.
position,
Lead by example.
you
That's
are
what I would
nothing
want.
without your employees. Like if all your employees quit, then what are you? You're just a dude who manages what? Empty chairs?
Yeah.
So you have to set a good example and you have to lead by example.
Lead
and
by
you have to
example.
like
You're doing the
servant
right thing.
servant leadership is the best
You're
thing.
doing
to
the
do.
right thing. You just need to be better at delegating.
No, I delegate a lot,
Gotta
actually.
fucking delegate more.
We're a small business, but we're a fairly large small business. We're like on the precipice from becoming like a medium-sized business.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of logistics that are involved with that. So
For
there's
sure.
a lot of delegation that goes on. But then at the same time, one thing that we would say, if there's a project that we have and someone's working on it and they need coffee, I have no
You the coffee
problem.
man.
I'll be the coffee guy.
You're the kind of boss I would like.
Yeah. That's what I try to be. I don't know if people
You know
like
what my
me.
boss does?
That's
brings
nothing
me
to do.
bags of fucking snacks. She goes to Target
Yeah.
before every job site and buys like the same big ass giant bag of snacks and brings it for all four of us.
Just Costco that. If she's
She
buying the
goes
same
to
stuff, buy in
She
bulk.
goes to Target, and Targets are
They're
a
Foster,
little bit
what is
more
it?
accessible.
Is it Foster Farms is their snack brand?
I don't know.
They have like this peanut monster trail mix that if you get, it's like $8 for this giant like tub. One sitting, I could eat that whole thing.
Is this
It's
Costco or
dangerous.
is this
No,
Target?
it's Target. Yeah.
Oh, dude, there's this pub mix from Costco. What the fuck is it called?
Probably Pub Mix.
It is called Pub Mix, but the
Bam.
brand of it, I can't remember what it is. So fucking good.
Yeah.
So good. A little bit too much pretzels. Motherfuckers adding
Yeah.
too much pretzels to mixes and shit, you know?
Yeah,
like,
there's pretzels in this thing too, but they're like ball pretzels and they're covered in peanut butter, so you can forgive.
yeah,
it a little
well,
bit.
peanut butter is like asking to get salmonella, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
So
Well, I've never
probably
had a
would
problem.
never eat that.
I've probably had like in the past month, I've had 2 full bags of Reese's peanut butter trees because I got to clear inventory so I can make room for the Reese's peanut butter hearts.
Ugh.
Hey
Peanut
man,
butter is gross, dude.
I don't tell you how to live your life, Mister.
Peanut butter is gross.
Wake up, barely pay attention in work meetings. You have no idea what the scope of work is that you're
I
gonna have
know
to go
exactly
do.
what the scope.
I
of
don't know,
work
man.
is.
You
I
said
have
you
it
were half
memorized.
asleep.
I have it memorized.
Don't
Do you
know.
want to know what they were talking about? I'll tell you what they were talking about. They were talking about P2000X UPSs and the what do they call those? PDUs that attach to them, and the connector type or the socket type for the power that goes into the PDU. not being the correct type, so we have to order new cables with the appropriate connectors to fit into the PDU in order to go on UPS power.
Yeah, you're right. This is making me want to sleep.
Yeah.
Very convenient location
Yeah.
to be in a bed for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Bullshit I don't give a fuck about. Somebody else is going to do all that shit.
So they're going to buy
Dude,
the
they were
inventory
talking-
for you, and you're just
listen
going
to
to
this.
install it when you get there.
This UPS, which is like a power supply in
Like
the networking world.
uninterrupted power supply.
Yeah. Comes with white glove service. Now let me explain to you what white glove service is. That means these motherfuckers deliver this with a team of installers, like off the truck, and they set it up and fucking make sure it works and do the whole 9 yards off the truck. That's some service. It's like
Wow.
next level service. They call it white glove. I don't
'Cause
know
they
why
come
they
with their
don't
latex
wear white
gloves?
gloves. Fucking liars.
So they blue. They're probably blue.
They probably don't even wear gloves.
You have to wear gloves. PPE, man, safety.
Bro,
most
nobody
important thing.
fucking cares about PPE outside of Intel and the military.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't say the I word.
Yeah, I can, dude. Safest company on the planet.
Yeah. Nothing but respect right there.
I go into operating rooms and I just think about their like intro brief to Intel, how they're like, what is it? You know the statistic. How many times cleaner is the fab floor than a operating room?
Oh,
it's like 1,000, right?
Like 100,000 times?
100,000. I was lowballing like
Yeah.
a motherfucker. I was like saying like it's like 100 to 1,000 times
it's
cleaner.
way cleaner.
It's 100,000 times
Yeah.
cleaner. Now, next time I see one of those, I'll be like, I've been in a room that's 100,000 times cleaner.
Yeah,
than
because
your-
I think what
than
it
your
is-
shitty German-fested operating room.
Maybe it's maybe it's not that high. It might be.
It's that high, dude.
Because I
It's
think like
crazy.
an operating room can allow like 1 million or 100,000 particles per
100,000.
cubic inch.
Yeah.
And a clean room can only allow like, I think it's like 10. So I don't think it's 100,000 if that's the case. It'd be like 10,000. But it's significantly
It's
cleaner.
way fucking
Yeah,
cleaner.
Way cleaner.
And
than
I'm
clean
like
room.
dressing up in this bunny suit, and this guy's, I'm sorry, you got to dress up in this bunny suit. I said, bro, you ever been to Intel and go to a fab floor? This is like a 45-minute process.
Yeah.
This process right here takes 45 minutes just to get through the fucking door to
Right.
go do your job.
Because they have to clean
I
everything.
say, this is like a 20-second process.
Right.
That's how I know you guys, people fucking dying in the operating room from infection.
Well, the thing is, the body is adaptable. If a body gets dust in it, it can fight it off or whatever.
Yeah, man, as long as you're
Microchip
healthy.
gets a piece of dust on it, totaled.
That's the thing.
Done.
Somebody was making an argument. That was good. Lead into this. Flu shots, man. Some motherfucker goes, anti-vaxxers. Flu shot, fucking, oh, so many people getting sick from the flu this year, and they get flu shots, and blah,
Yeah.
add 2 and 2 together, they don't do shit. And I said, you're not getting the flu shot for your own sake. You're getting the flu shot as a average healthy adult so that you do not transmit the
Right.
flu to people with compromised immune systems.
Or children or babies
That's what I
or
mean.
elderly, yeah.
Children, that people with compromised immune systems.
Or underdeveloped, I mean.
Correct.
Yeah.
That well, I mean compromised.
Compromise sounds like there
Means-
could be something wrong.
It implies elderly, but children are at risk
Right.
because they're underdeveloped.
Well,
immune
too,
systems.
the flu shot can very much be a protection for you if you
can.
get vaccinated for the same strand that you come in contact with. But
Right.
two, even with this very bad flu season we've been in, I've heard that it can reduce the effects of it dramatically. So even if you do get the flu and you have the flu shot, you're not as sick and not as severe as those that don't have it.
Right, but even if you don't get the flu shot and you get the flu and you're healthy,
Yeah.
you're not going to be as sick as all these unhealthy motherfuckers
Right.
that live in America.
Yeah.
Because we're a bunch of fat fucks, let's be honest.
We're not the fattest nation anymore, though.
Who's the fattest nation?
I think Mexico passed us.
Dude, Mexico.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've ever had
Dude, I love Mexican food.
it's the best, but it's like
You know what?
not healthy for you.
Yes, it is.
You
Yes,
get
it is.
get a chimichanga and
Dude,
tell me that's healthy for you.
chimichanga is not Mexican.
Don't even.
It's
yeah,
not
well,
Mexican.
But they deep
it's
fry
not real
everything.
Mexican. No, they don't. No, they don't. Certain areas deep fry
Yeah.
their food. The ones
So it's-
close to
it's
the border of
Americanized
America.
Mexican food.
No, the fucking if you go down here to Sonora, Mexico, which is a state of Mexico, just like Arizona is a state in the United States. In Sonoran, the state of Sonora, Sonoran, they fry shit.
But is it like that's always been a thing, or is it like Americanized?
It's like it's like Southern people are really good at making barbecue. Like you're gonna get the best barbecue in Southern states in like Texas.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the best fried Mexican food in Sonora. Oh, well, guess what borders America? Sonora. Guess who comes straight across 50 miles to America and fucking lives in...
Sells chimichangas.
Fucking Sonoran Mexicans.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're going to be under the misconception that Mexican food is fried, when in actuality, there's like...
Yeah, that is true.
Fuckloads of Mexico, south, like way... Like,
Right.
You're talking like if you cross the border into Mexico, for the first 100 miles into Mexico, or 200 or 300... They're frying food.
Yeah.
But Mexico goes for like 2,000 miles down to South America or some shit. Like, if you go down to Mexico City, they're not frying anything.
Right.
They don't fry shit.
Yeah, I have had authentic Mexican food before, and it's very bland. Like, there's I mean, the stuff that I had, there was like the rice and beans. It was just like they don't really use a lot of spices.
Seasoned.
Yeah.
They do use spice.
Well, some.
They're just in different things.
But again, like you said, I think that it's kind of regional.
It is. It's regional. So some Mexicans don't know how to cook for shit.
Because there's a Mexican restaurant
plain ass
nearby
food
that is like some of the best. It's super spicy, super rich in flavor and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's probably Americanized.
I mean, if it's in America, it's Americanized.
Yeah.
You're not going to find. There's very few places. I go to this place, Taco Tote, in Tucson. Mm-hmm. Best fucking street tacos on the planet.
Really? Did you ever go to that place that we were talking about? I think you and Jarrell went to dinner or something a couple weeks ago.
We didn't go there. We went to Arizona Barbecue Company,
and
it kind of sucked it because it was Arizona Barbecue. But
Yeah.
Jarrell liked it because Jarrell doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
But then I told Jarrell, I've been to like the Mecca,
Yeah.
of barbecue. It's called the.
So this is something like that I've been thinking about recently. Like, if you know that there's like the best of something, do you ever actually want to eat it? Because what it does, and I'll use Zachary's as a reference, and you can understand this and you can appreciate
dude. Why
this.
you got to bring up the
because
past?
Every time I try to find a good, authentic deep dish
Chicago
style pizza, and I eat it, and everyone's
it's
always
inferior,
like,
bro.
Everyone's always like, "This is so good pizza," and I'm like, "Okay." I try it. I'm like, "Man,
you've had the
it's
best.
not. It's not Zachary's.
You've had the best.
You've had the best, and
You've
it
had
ruins."
a T-Rex from Zachary's.
T-Rex from Zachary's.
Greatest pizza on
Many
the fucking
times
face of the planet.
Had T-Rex from Zachary's, but
one
never,
pizza will feed a family of 5 for a week.
or 2 people
For like a month.
Yeah. Well, no, like we would eat a whole pizza in a night. Well,
no.
Derek was. Yeah.
We couldn't kill a whole Zachary's T-Rex large.
Yeah, you're right.
In a
we
night.
would take.
It would be like 2 nights or 3.
No.
It would be initial night during all day the next day, and we might get a dinner. Yeah.
Maybe a dinner
on the last couple
depending.
of slices.
Right.
So fucking good.
So good.
So good.
Can't find any. I've
gone,
had
dude.
people that were
It's
like,
gone.
"This is the best deep dish in
You
Arizona."
want to know what it
and
was?
I try it. Nothing.
Somebody said they used box crust. Like the crust from Zachary's was like pizza crust out of a box.
Really?
Yeah. And
And
other
so-
motherfuckers are from scratch making that shit. Like,
So that's what makes it that much.
it was that coupled with their sauce.
Yeah,
the way they did their
there
sauce.
has to be something else.
The sauce makes or breaks pizza.
Yeah.
I'm a pizza connoisseur, dude. I've had pizza from everywhere.
Yep. That's what I
went on vacation.
Specifically tried new places to see if it's like Zachary's.
I went on vacation to New York a couple of years ago.
Oh, I don't like New York style pizza.
I don't discriminate, motherfucker.
Well, I'm just saying
Pizza is all good.
for sure.
But I went, and every single pizza joint that I found in New York, I got a single slice from every single place. If
Yeah.
I was walking and there was 3 in a row,
You do 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, and then there's like a fourth one like a block away, stopping for another slice. Dude,
Yeah.
I ate so many fucking pieces of pizza from like
Did they
so many
taste different, or were
places.
they like the same?
A lot of them were the same, and
Yeah.
then we went. And I was like, well, the very first pizza place in America is in New York.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Lombardi's, and fucking I had that, and it's a little bit different. It's like that splotchy, like they just like throw shit on there, and it's
yeah.
whole veggies
Right.
pretty much go on the top
Like
and stuff.
dollops of cheese.
Yeah, but it just melts in like circles,
circles,
but
yeah,
then it's
yeah.
exposed sauce in other places and
Yeah.
shit.
There's a place.
It was good.
Yeah, there's a place
good.
here that does that same thing. It's good, but it's like if I have deep dish or like that kind of crust is my preference. Like if there's
Yeah, you like
any,
Chicago style.
Yeah, Chicago style. If there's any type of pizza, I'll eat it. Like yeah, same thing. But if I had a choice, I would always prefer the deep dish, like Chicago style.
Yeah, so there's like three main types of pizza. There's Chicago style, there's St. Louis style, which is thin crust,
Yeah, like
and then there's New York style.
right, which
Those
is
are the
like
three.
regular
It's
crust.
the trinity.
Yeah. So like, have you ever had mod pizza before?
I have.
That would be considered like St. Louis style because it's like
Ish. Yeah,
very
it's
thin.
more of like it's like what are they?
oven baked. I don't know.
Wood
what that would
fired.
be. Yeah,
It's wood fired. But it's a gourmet. It's a gourmet pizza, so it's kind of like it's in its own little like subgenre. It's kind of like hipster pizza, basically.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's good.
There's a lot of those popping up though.
Yeah.
Mod pizza. There's quite a few different
yeah,
ones.
you see them everywhere.
Get those little personal like 12 inchers, and they put whatever. They don't charge by the topping. They just charge for the size of the pie.
Right.
Or it's one size, and
Yeah,
you
one
just pay a
size fits
flat
all.
rate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I'm down.
Fucking
What are we at, Jarrell?
We're at about 2 hours probably right now.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so this is a good. It's a good day.
Dang.
Increase the time a little bit longer,
Yeah, pushed it to the limit.
but
All right.
it was
Well,
a success. Hopefully, you enjoy all the shit we discussed.
all
Maybe
over the
there's some
place.
comedy.
If you had a map, you would have been circles.
Fucking America.
everywhere. Yeah.
Goddamn America.
That's how we do it.
Next
Conglomerate of
time,
topics.
next time, we should do some like little like personal backstories. Or
Yeah,
something.
I was
Or
going to
could
say,
tell, like,
I don't
war
think we've
stories
ever
or
said
something
like
that.
our names ever.
Well, I name dropped you
Yeah.
earlier.
I said your name, and I said Jarrell's name already.
Yeah,
he
said
was just
Jarrell.
giving me like the, don't say my name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we said Jarrell.
Fucking dimed you out, motherfucker.
I said Tyler. You said Jordan earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's who we are.
So
but
after number 3, we finally say
we
the
could
name.
give a little bit of backstory.
Yeah.
Like
next time.
yeah, like
Start
I
off.
kind of want to tell some war stories or
There you
something.
go.
Talk some shit.
We may or may not have video next time. Should be cool.
Yeah.
If we can get that set up.
So yeah, stay tuned. Keep listening.
Keep listening.
Spread the word.
Spread word. Provide comments.
Yep.
Feedback.
We're
And
gonna
all
be
that
going
good stuff.
up on your major streaming websites, YouTube. In the near future, hopefully we'll get a live stream going on Twitch.
Yep. Goals
All
and
that
plans.
jazz. URL of our own
Yep.
webpage.
Website.
We'll develop that shit ourselves.
All of it.
So lots of shit on the horizon.
Exciting stuff.
Getting some upgrades. Gonna be pounding it out, grinding this bitch
We're
out.
gonna get Jarrell a microphone.
Yep. Drell's gonna be able
He
to
has
talk.
a lot to say.
He's a mute right now.
He's always raising his hand. And we're
I
like,
cut
what are
out
you
his
gonna
fucking
do
tongue.
if we call on you? You can't talk. All right. Sounds good.
Yep.
Done. Number 3 or 2.
Finn.
Done.
Adios, motherfuckers.
Peace.